I'm glad this time nobody had to tell me. Salute. I put the light on top of the camera, so there you go. My man, welcome, brother. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Hi, Gami. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera show, where all American patriots go crazy. A lot of nonsense, a lot of facts, a lot of miscellaneous language, horrible accents from yours truly. Oh man, I butchered the language so many times. Especially when I get too excited about something, I'm always thinking in Spanish, and it's just so hard to get the right words in English. But I'm glad that you guys can put up with me. Robert, how are you? Good to see you, brother. Cool Cat Renee, good evening to all the American patriots on the Dennis Herrera show. God bless America. Let's go, baby. Love having all of you guys. Sandra, welcome back. Good to see you doing good. Since you're in here, you are doing good. Don't worry, brothers. Our sister Trinity, she'll be getting on very soon. She went to grab some coffee so that she can make it through the boring show from Dennis. Man, I tell you what, after this morning's live, man, I needed to take a break. I am not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna confide in you guys. Doing this kind of work, it's tricky, and I'm gonna tell you something. Um, it it really isn't for the faint of heart. My man, thank you. Do you speak much better than you give yourself credit for? Thank you, man. That's because you guys are used to me, and you guys always give me your love. But I catch myself. One of the things that you will know about me, man, it's I am very hard on myself. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are. Okay, I'm pretty sure that all of you guys are hard on yourselves. We're the worst critics when it comes to ourselves, and I think that that's where I'm at with that. But I mean, it doesn't mean that that I feel like it's bad. I don't think I'm that bad, but nonetheless, I do have my own criticism of myself, and I think that if we stop doing that, I think that we stop trying, right? And sometimes we do. I guess it could go both ways. I can be really hard on myself and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna quit. This is it. I'm done. I can't do it no more. So that could be a negative to it, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, man. It's not for the faint of heart. People think that you just get on here, you just start stalking stings and this and that. You know, man. You guys already know, my members. You guys already know that everything that I come in and do, it's non scripted. Everything is all in my head. And if you see me looking around, just so you know, I got three monitors that I work with, plus my laptop. So if my eyes go in different ways, it's because I have different things on different. But I don't have anything written down on anything. Maybe in the future, right? If as I do a more official, channel media with everything regulations and all that kind of stuff, it might be different, but low budget. I'm lucky that I have the equipment that I have because I bought all this stuff when I was doing my photography, and throughout my life here in this country, I will tell you I have worked so many double shifts, and I'm not talking about like a couple of weeks of overtime. I'm talking about a couple of shifts for like 2 3 years. I worked 2 3 jobs. People that don't know me and they think that I'm just here being lazy and just sitting here doing nothing. Listen, um, I dare you to do what I do, and try to do the research and see how up here, see how packed your brain gets with information that you can't let it out all at once, and then you have to go the next day and restart because there's always new people. Like 60 70% of my viewers are new people coming in here. So in the back of my mind, I think about you guys, like Robert and Brian, and oh, time is on my side. Yes, he is. What was funny, man? I thought Time on My Side was a black dude, but then I heard him talk. I know he's not black. Cutting Edge, how are you, brother? Man, this guy. This guy loves me so much. I appreciate you. I'll tell you what. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you guys are actually my new family. See, speaking of the devil, he is right there. Gulf Island Rock MAGA. When are the troops coming for Mark Carney? Yeah, guys, patience. You got to be patient. Uh, First of all, there's a lot. Oh my God, dude! Every time you guys ask me something, my brain it's all over the place. Why? Because this is not a show of I'm going to make a video and then you guys are just going to listen to what I say. This is a show where I feed off your feedback, your information. And sometimes when I'm flowing on something, I get distracted, because I want to be able to, to acknowledge you, to let you know that I see you. And the problem with that is that a lot of times I see negative comments, and it breaks you. It really does. Okay, I play it off most of the time, but you guys already know that we're all human. Let me see, Kevin. Someone needs to tell the Venezuelans to stop dancing on the streets. Man, that's for real, bro. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't have that much work because of the whole tyranny thing. But David, welcome. Okay, by work. Who are? Don't know what that means. Let's see. Mark Travis, God bless you, bro. I've been saved since 1970. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let me go ahead and read some comments in here before I continue telling you my dramatic life story. Dub Sack, Dennis the man. Oh, thank you, Dub. Let's see. I'm mostly black. I can talk hood. Time. Hey, I'm just saying, brother. I'm just saying. You sound very, very well educated. You have not to say anything bad about the brothers. I'm just saying that most people when they want to, and excuse me, I don't want to offend anybody, okay? But I this is just my this is what I've noticed. By the way, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you're coming into this chat. You guys know that it helps me a lot, okay? But what I'm saying is that a lot of people like to be, what's the word? It's not validated. It's not special. It's they want to identify with some, I don't know, righteous cause. I don't know. You know how black people be playing the victim card, and I want to tell you something. I know I'm not black, but what's crazy is that my heritage has the exact same history, not the exact same result. I know the history here in the United States of America. I get it, but we have the same history, except us was the Spaniards. But I mean, everything else, let me tell you something. If anything, if anyone should be asking for reparations, it should be us, the natives in the American continents. Because blacks were brought here as slaves. They were brought here. Spaniards came in here, rape and pillage, and they did everything to my people. They took our gold, our silver, all our priceless jewels and whatever they found here. They enslaved us. They did all the same things, except they took away from our land to where Africans came to this land. And the difference is, and maybe this is why I'm so, the way that I am, like, even though, yes, the history is horrible in this country, the history is horrible in the world, and the humankind history is bad. But here in the United States of America, please let me see if I can land this plane here for you. Here in the United States of America, you have people saying that there is supremacy, white supremacy. That doesn't exist. Do we have power supremacy as a developed nation, as a powerful nation? Sure. Okay, we can go with that. But let me tell you what's so special about that. That anybody that comes to this country and gets the honor and the privilege of becoming an American citizen It means that you have become part of this supreme nation. And when I say supreme, I don't mean it to boast and say, "Oh, we're better than everybody else." No, no, no. Anybody that wants something good should come here, but shouldn't come here to take advantage of the country. They should come here to want to continue the legacy of getting great and big. Sorry, Carter Edge. I'm sorry. I ignore your super there. Thank you, brother. Let me see. Actually, you know what? Let me sign into my browser so I can acknowledge. I apologize, brother. You're always supporting me, Cutting Edge, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. This a lot of people they know this is what we do for a living, but not everybody can help the way you do, and I appreciate you. Let's see. If the Iranians manage to seize bases and the police join the protest, they won't be able to contain the revolt. That is true. And I don't want to, I know I haven't talked about Iran. I don't want to touch too much on it because there is the whole, title of Muslims in there, and people get all touchy with that. I have been trying to avoid this headache, like a migraine headache. My wife got sick with the flu, I think, and I think it's trying to get to me, but I'm fighting it. I don't want to get too sick. I don't want to get too sick. But eventually, brother, we'll talk about it more indefinite. Let me go ahead and say hello, man. I know I always go ranting off. Let me see what I got here. I already said that. Rush, babe. No, I'm sorry. I thought I can come up with something clever for you, Rush. Welcome, sister. How are you? Glad you're here. I didn't see Trinity yet. Let me see. What else we got? Dennis, it's true. I have 4 college degrees, except Time doesn't have a grammar education because that's not how you spell 4 college degrees. Just messing with you, man. Just typos, man. We type it on the phone, on the keyboard. Like this keyboard that I have here, I think it's going bad because sometimes I hit the space key and it just doesn't register and, tab and it doesn't. Anyway, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to put some real money on a real keyboard. But I'm just giving you crap. Michael, welcome. Um, Michael Musher, you people are just shit. Hey, come on, man. How about a little, hey, how are you? Good evening, peeps. What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? Something. You know what I'm saying? Always be polite, man. When you go into somebody else's house, hey, hi, how are you? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Hi, how are you? And then we can get into it. Do the icebreaker thing. You know what I'm saying? Break the ice between us. Say hello. Let us know that you're a human being. Let us know that if you are a human being, that you are educated and respectful. Now, educated doesn't mean that you can't call somebody names. That's fine. That's fine. That's just a way of, expressing yourself. That's fine. But at least say hello, man, before you start throwing in stones. You guys are rough. Joshua, are you aware of what's going on Iran right now? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, Zip, 567, number 1, bro. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? I don't. You know what, Zip? Let me see how many times you did this, bro. Because Rush Bait took you out too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hide you, bro. If you ever come back to my channel, don't do those kind of this little play games that are racist. Don't do that, please. Okay, please don't do that next time. Excuse me. For now, you're out of here. All right, let's see who else we got in here. Iran is on the edge of freedom. Yep. I don't really want to be too involved with Iran. Let me do a little recap. I know I was telling you a little introduction earlier, and well, that's going out the window because you guys are distracting me. But I like it. Damn, there's a lot of deleted comments. What the hell are you guys saying? Let me take a look. Oh, geez, are you serious, bro? See, man, I got okay. Number 1, 0 tolerance for racism. Okay, don't be racist. Don't be anti-Semitic. Don't do that crap. I don't appreciate that. Uh, oh, wait. Why didn't I hear this super chat? Oh, because I turned it. Oh, shoot. Give sec. Let me see who is the super boss in here. Who's the stream boss today? You know, Pizza Guy, which is a Democrat, I think. He is not part of the MAGA movement. He actually became the stream boss, and I didn't give him credit because I didn't notice. So let me make sure that I get on that right now. Ozzy, thank you for the super chat. What did you say here? Our military should be anywhere there are Somali strongholds. We are literally under attack as we speak, and we, the sheeple, are fast asleep, my friend. Ozzy, bro, I'm going to tell you, man. You know, I had so many short videos that I was going to make earlier today because, bro, man, we're losing our country, man. There is a new Somali guy in Utah running for governor now. And what's crazy is, you know, it's not even like Democrats, man. I just don't want to make it like a party thing. I used to be a Democrat, and I know I'm not like that. You know, and so President Donald Trump was a Democrat, but we're nothing like the Democrats, the way that they're doing this thing that they're doing to us. There is zero tolerance. If I'm missing one of you guys as a mod, let me know if you want to be a mod. Chat, be cool. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not nice. Keep it up, Dennis. Thank you, brother. No. Get rid of this. So what I ask is a 5-minute timeout. If they don't change, give them a 10, give them a 30, and then just hide them. Okay, just get rid of them, block them, or whatever you got to do. But we really need to touch up on these important subjects. Coyote, I see you, brother. Jay Rohr says that Iranian people are revolting against the religious. Yeah, religious fights, it's all over the place. Hey, Jordan, how are you? I see you. Saltwater, my brother, how are you, man? Good to see you on here. I see you're making more videos on your channel, but last time I tried to go on your live because I was scrolling through, and I actually had some time as I was grabbing some some information from South America, but I couldn't see a video. I couldn't see the picture. I left you a comment. I hope that helped. Let me see. What else we got in here? Tears, our Americans. When I say our, is American. What do people think? Oh, Honduras? Yes, this is the country where I was born. The land where I was born, I will never spit on it. I will always appreciate it. I will always love it. And the reason why I will always love it, it's you have to understand this. There is the Honduras, the land, and then there's Honduran, the people. So Honduran, the land, I love 100%. Everything, whether it's paved or non-paved, I'd rather have nature. I love it 100%. When it comes to people, I support and I appreciate people that follow the law, people that work hard for an education. I work very hard for my education, believe it or not. I work very, very, very hard to get my high school diploma. Did a couple of years in community that didn't do anything. It was garbage. It was a waste of money. So with that being said, yes, when I say ours, just so you know, I am a naturalized American citizen. And to be honest, I am very proud of it, not because of my accomplishment, but because of how special the American people have made me feel. And when I say American people, I mean those who love this country, those who respect the law. Because any other American, whether you were born here or not, you are irrelevant. You are non-existent to me. You know why? Because you guys are negative. You guys don't care about this country. And therefore, I think you guys are the enemy of the United States of America. But if you care for the people, if you respect the people and you love America and you put America first, you are my people. Okay? That's what I want to say. Thank you, brother. I am using the phone to... Yeah, I saw the text. I know there's a long delay, brother. I apologize. Amplify community can be that. Let's see. Huge huge reaction. You guys are killing me, bro. You guys are borderline, man. Borderline. Ethan, hello, Bible with chapas. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Yes, naturalized American citizen. Drink hot water with lemon. It should help you feel better. Man, I try that all the time. It just doesn't seem to do anything. But welcome. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the support, of course. Thank you for everything you guys do for me when you come in here. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. George says, well, Europe is fine as well. What's the big difference? I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I read it. All right. So I got 2 cups because it's late. I'm 2 hours later than what I wanted to do today, okay? I really want to do my lives at 5. It's just I got other responsibilities as well, and I've been putting 5, 6, 7 hours lives in the morning sometimes, and it's crazy. So let me go ahead and get my last cup for the night. Oh yeah. All right. Do me a favor on the chat. If you want to talk about Iran, I now, mind you, I am going to talk a lot of BS about it because I have not been keeping up with Iran. But if you want to talk about Iran, give me a 1 on the chat. If you want to talk about Venezuela, give me a 2 on the chat. What up, Jeremy? Hey, Pizza Guy, welcome back, brother. I didn't give you credit for being the stream boss in the morning, but I appreciate your comments, man. I really hope that you come onto our side. Come to the light side and get away from the dark side. As cool as it seems to be on that side, it's not cool at all. You want to be on our side. We need people that are dedicated like you to be on our side. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat, number 1, Pizza Guy. Somalis have ballooned the GDP of Wisconsin and Minnesota and made those states more rich and successful. I hope the Somali candidate wins in Utah. Utah clearly doesn't like racists or people who lie. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Out of that whole statement, I am not going to be defending Republicans, man. I am not going to be defending Republicans because what the hell is 3 bubble? I say 1 and 2. What the hell is 3? Some people, bro, this guy must be really far left. Bubble, what you lost, my friend. I'm just messing with you. I don't blame you for saying that, Pizza Guy. I disagree. I disagree with everything. I don't think that guy should be a governor in Utah at all because you have to understand something. The people that want me to talk about Venezuela, 2. So let me see how many I got. I got 1. J. Roar doesn't care. 1 or 2. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count Bubbles number 3 as a 5. And then I got 1. Typo. Okay, so typo. It doesn't matter. I'll give you 1 for that. 2, 3, 4. 4 to 5. Venezuela wins. Okay, I know you guys want the newest and latest. You guys want the revolting of the people winning. But nobody cares about Venezuela's people revolting. What's going on? So anyway, what you have to understand is, and hopefully I can make some sense of it eventually. Now, I got an old clip. Where is Trinity? She sent me a link, and I'm going to share this with you. I haven't watched it, okay? I haven't watched it. But because Pizza Guy put it in a super chat and made a comment about Somalis, why don't we go ahead and take a little clip that Trinity sent me, and let's see what it's all about, okay? And then we'll touch up just a little bit on Somali, and then we're gonna go between Iran and Venezuela, And again, I don't know much about Iran, but I can tell you that these people is the same fight over and over and over. And I can tell you, like just like you have those protesters, right? Here in America, what this is just very interesting. It's very interesting that the Democrats or the left, some let's just say Americans on one side or the aisle, they always say free Palestine. Now they're saying free Maduro. You know, at some point, you got to be able to figure out for yourself who is supporting the right cause, the right people. Because when they say free Palestine, you see the Palestinians over there, over there. They're over there like, thank you, United States of America. Thank you, Israel. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your help. Thank you for this. And then you see the people protesting against Israel here in the United States. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? They know that there's casualties. They know that this is going on over there, but they don't believe what Americans are over here selling. This propaganda that they're selling, it's nuts. It's crazy. The people that are suffering in those countries over there, they know that is a lie. So we stand with those people. When people say that the United States of America is always butting into other countries, it's always over there, always over here, it's because the people, the majority of the people that are being oppressed, need us there. Now, before you get all high and mighty and try to, tell me that we got gang problems here in this country, that we have homelessness and we got tweakers and we got all of this, I am going to remind you of something. Some people are fighting against us to make this country great again. There is people fighting us every single day to address crime. Chicago, Illinois, my friends. Chicago, Illinois. Just like January 6th, President Donald Trump tried to send 10,000 National Guard troops on January 6th. They decided not to accept them. Not to accept them. What happened? It was a setup. We're not even going to get into that fight again. The fact is, some people messed up, but they were set up. The same people that like to blame us, it seems like they fight us and hope that we stumble and fail so that they can blame us and then can say, look what happened. That was your fault. It always feels like a setup. So I can tell you that if it wasn't because of the people on the blue side, okay, the people on the blue side, if it wasn't for them, the National Guard would have gone through Chicago, would have gone through LA, would have gone through all these horrible crime-infested cities and states. There would be no gangbangers. A bunch of yummies over there going on in Chicago. You got all these criminals over there, these gangbangers. They thinking they're bad and this and that. They don't allow us to clean the cities. It is so much better when the towns have no garbage. When the towns have no crime. You know what towns with no crime do? Their prices are beautiful. It's peaceful. When people have to work extra to be able to get what they want, they actually appreciate it. How nice is it to be able to go out on your porch, have a cup of coffee, just grab a cup of Joe and just chill. But no, you got all these shootings, you got all this craziness going on. Guys, there's everything that goes on around the world is the same thing. It's just twisted a little different. I'm going to say this. In some countries, it's religion. Boom. Religion. In other countries, communism, socialism is the same thing. They just have different names. It means the same thing. Religion wants the other religious group to be gone. Communists want the opposition to be gone. It's the same thing. The same thing. Just has a different name. You got to be able to think outside the box. Use your critical thinking abilities. Okay? Use your critical thinking skills. I guarantee you, you'll see things a lot clearer if you do that. Trump gets 50 million barrels of oil for free from Venezuela. He posted it on Truth Social, baby. Let's go. And thank you for the super chat, bruh. Let's see. Pizza says, have you been into rural America or trailer parks? Absolutely. You know, there is some trailer parks that are trash. Absolutely. There's some trailer trash. But there is some trailers, like, for example, there is a trailer park. See, there's a lot of them. So there's a couple of them that I know, trailer parks, but they're only for seniors, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you're white, or it doesn't matter if you're a migrant. There is no prejudice. They believe in equal housing opportunity, okay? But there is some trailer parks where the people are just ghetto. They're trash. They do drugs. They steal. They don't want to be clean. You know, and I'm sorry to say this. I really am. But up in Sultan, Washington, there is a trailer park. And it was filled with Mexicans. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Filled with Mexicans. How do I know? I was playing soccer with them. That's how I know. Okay? So they were filled with Mexicans, and it was just, it was ghetto. I'm sorry, guys. It was ghetto. Bottom line. Okay? So, you know, it's nothing against Somalis. Okay? Pizza Guy is the one that made that comment. I know man deleted it, but there she is. I didn't want to play the video until you got here, sis. I know that man got rid of that comment, but I can read every single comment, just so you know. And Pizza Guy, that when he comes into our chat, just so you guys know, he is a Democrat. He does support the left side. But when he comes in here, he doesn't fight me. He makes some strong questions and arguments, and he makes his points. But I believe he's always respectful to me. So if he says something that is negative, I'm going to tell you something. Pizza Guy has been, actually, when he's been on my channel, he's been supportive with his chats. So there's nothing that I can say against him. I saw a video that he made on his channel, and I will always testify about this, because he made a video and it broke my heart. You know, what he says, what he believes, he's wrong, but he's not all wrong. He's got some good points, and I don't blame him for taking the left side. You know, I see that people, some of the Republicans, look at Rand Paul. This guy, who the hell is he now? I don't recognize him. I used to have a lot of respect for this guy. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I used to have a lot of respect for her. She got the fight. She got in there, and then turns out she's just like everybody else. Turns out. And then we have, right now, okay, so everybody on the leftist side, okay, just so that you guys know, look at Tampon Tim. I know you guys don't like us to use, you know, names and nicknames and stuff like that, but look at Tampon Tim. He's not going to run for governor anymore. He knows he's screwed up. He knows the jig is up, right? Now they're asking for him to resign right now. He's messed up so bad. They cannot take away Nick Shirley's video. Not the best investigative work, not the best way to do it, because you publicized everything and you gave them a chance to go and try to fix things before they get, you know, taken to court and be trialed and convicted. But I get it. But they cannot remove that video. It went viral. 1.3 million views, I believe, was the last time that I checked. And they can't get rid of it. So guess what? We have all of these things that we believe were right, but it's just theories until it gets concrete in the courts, which the Democrats control. You have to understand, there is a lot of activist judges. So I don't trust the judicial branch anymore. I don't trust the legislature branch anymore, the legislative branch anymore. All I can count on is the executive branch. And I know that he's going to look like a dictator, like an authoritarian. But what can you do when everything else is fighting you? How do we hold these people accountable? It's crazy. I get to the point where, like, man, these Democrats have been doing all this shady stuff over and over and over and over, and nobody's going to jail. Judges drop cases left and right. Activist judges always defending Democrats and always opposing President Trump. Why? How many times have we heard Hakeem Jeffries lie? Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, for Pete's sake, she was out there spilling the beans. This is why she's retiring. This is why she's sitting down. Is she still in office or is she gone already? It's crazy. She's only retiring because she's starting to tell the truth. See, you can't hide the truth forever. Unfortunately, a lot of things get damaged when people lie. That's the only reason why I haven't stopped the idea of running for governor here in Washington. I feel like everybody else. I want to give up. I just want to go somewhere. I just want to move. I want to leave. I want to go somewhere else. I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of the people, not the state. Sick of the people. It makes me sick to my stomach when I see socialists destroying our resources for stupidity, for stupid things. It doesn't benefit anybody. For Pete's sakes, she's out there going against the police, telling them you cannot arrest tweakers on the street. Let them do their drugs and then just stop and become statues around the city. It's really depressing, man. It's very, very irritating. It's very annoying. It's crazy. And how do I stop it? I can't. And I'm going to tell you, man, we're going to talk about Venezuela for sure. I see the exact same playbook being used over and over and over. Why can't people see it? Like, forget about if you like or don't like somebody. Make up your own mind. Think about what you're seeing. What you're hearing from the left, from the right, but what do you actually see happening? You see, pizza guy, give me a second, brother. So, pizza guy, people, Latinos, they come over here into my channel, okay? And they call me a coconut, which is racist. That means that I'm a brown on the outside and I think that I'm white on the inside, okay? That's a racist thing. I can take that. That's okay. I think it's funny. I don't mind. That's fine. But they call me a sellout. They call me a traitor. And they tell me all this negative. They call me racist. I'm a Nazi. I don't know what the hell these people thinking. I'm a fascist. I'm a bigot. I'm every little name that you know that the people on the left use. And you know why? Because I stand with the law of the United States of America. And the most important one to me as a migrant is the immigration laws. And because I stand for justice and righteousness, they make me look to be the evil, the beast, the predator. No, that's not how it is. So if you see something happening in your community, amongst your people, the people that you're around, if something is not right, you got to call it like it is. You can tell when somebody's lying. You may have seen them lying. You may have seen somebody cheat. You may have seen somebody, pickpocketing or robbing somebody, some store, or committing riots or looting and destroying businesses. Maybe you've seen this. And regardless of what excuse you try to tell yourself that they have a reason to do that, it doesn't matter. They're breaking the law. There is no reason. They got no excuses. You know what the left was telling us when the rioters were destroying black family businesses in black communities, burning up their whole city, their businesses? You know what the left media was saying? It's mostly peaceful protest. And in the background, the freaking city is burning down. It doesn't matter what is really happening. They always give you the same narrative. It's Trump's fault. For Pete's sakes, if we're all in the same room and somebody farts, they blame it on Trump. Just because they don't like him. Trust me, I have had to deal with bullies all of my life. And right now, the leftist lunatics, they are all bullies. You know why they're bullies? Because they are insecure. That's it. They are insecure. They need to be validated. They need to be seen. They need to be heard. That's it. It's a mental problem. And they don't catch it. I will, if I see you, pizza guy, if I see you prosper and you become rich, I'm like, bro, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited for you. And you probably ignored me, and you're not going to bless me, and you're not going to give me any money. I don't care. I want to see you excited. I want to see you succeed. You have to understand something for me. You have to understand this. It doesn't matter if I go work and I make $1 million every year. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be very honest with you. Man. And people can believe me or not, I don't care. Listen, religiously speaking, I know people don't like me telling the truth and because I curse and whatever. But I'm going to tell you something. Whenever a Christian or in the Bible, something or someone or the Bible is telling me that I'm going to have this crown of jewels and treasures up in heaven and the seas of crystal and the streets of gold, I don't care about any of that. You know why? I just want to be there with my Lord. I can barely say it. That's all I want. I just want to be up in heaven. And I want to be able to hear Jesus, well done, my good and faithful. That's all I want. I don't need gold. I don't need nothing materialistic. I just want to know that I did what God asked me to do. That's it. And that's heartfelt. And that's it. That's all I want. So if I can somehow find a way to leave my children a house, a business for them to fend for themselves, well, thank you, Lord. I did my duty. That's all I want. I don't want to live in this world anymore. But I have to do it. I have to continue to want to live here. I have to deny myself every single day so that I can continue to live in righteousness. I'm not saying perfection, in righteousness. All right. I have to get that out of my chest. All right, Pizza Guy says the Supreme Court said that the president can commit crimes and not be charged for crimes. There is some amnesty. I understand that. Alito and Clarence Thomas are the biggest activist judges, and they voted against the VRA and Civil Rights Act. So I'm going to say this. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. You guys already know how I feel about the Constitution. I feel the Constitution is really for American citizens. That's it. That's it. Some of the amendments, I get it. Green card holders, migrants, right? Okay, let's, whatever. We can interpret to that. But all of the rights belong to the American citizens. There is no limits to citizens. There is limits to green card holders. There's limits to visa holders. There's limits to working visa holders. See, there's limits to everybody except American citizens. And that's what makes it so special to be said, I am an American. Because not everybody can say that. Not everybody can say that. All right. I know you guys take me all over the place, but I really want to acknowledge you, okay? Especially those that like Pizza Guy that comes in here. Listen, don't hate on him. What he says is what he believes from what he has been told and what he has seen. But I still have faith, and I hope that people like him will see the other way around, because he is a minority like we are. He has his view on his community. I know he wants the best for everybody. But I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know what I know because I sit here and watch cartoons and play video games. I hate reading. You guys know this. I told you this before. I hate reading, but when I have to learn something, I have to read. I'm going to tell you, I'm an hour and a half late because from what I wanted to start today, and only Trinity knows, but now you guys will know as well. I was doing some paperwork, right, for somebody else. I hate doing that, but I have to do it. Why? Because I have to do it, period. It doesn't matter. If somebody needs my help, I got to do it. So with that being said, there's things that I want to do and things that I don't want to do, okay? Uh, no, Maine, you're done, bro. What did I just tell you? I just got done telling you. I'll put your time out for 10 minutes. Go to the corner so you can learn how to behave. Be respectful, especially when I mention people on here. All right, let me go ahead and play this clip so we can get it out of the way. Now, my sister Trinity shared this. I don't remember this. I vaguely remember this. But let's go ahead and take a listen to it. Here we go, pizza guy.
Fox 9 investigators, and it led us to a story that took 3 months of digging to uncover.
Tonight, Jeff Ballion exposes a business that some of its own employees say is misusing millions of taxpayer dollars.
They made their move before the crack of dawn, targeting child care centers in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Apple Valley, seizing
Oh my God, this is 2013, bro. 2013.
computers and box loads of documents as part of a massive fraud investigation.
So in 2013, they have computers with data and everything. And these Somali people in Minneapolis said, oh, somebody broke in through the wall by the water heater, and they took employee records and business paperwork. So we don't know, we don't have any information anymore about all the children and all the customers and all the employees and all the applications. Come on. We're not that low IQ.
The raid included agents from the FBI, State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and the Ramsey County Attorney's Fraud Unit. It went down, coincidentally, as the Fox 9 investigators were in the middle of our own probe of the same business.
It's not difficult to see a pattern of what's going on.
What is going on?
It's terrible how it's misused.
We spent 3 months digging through records, doing surveillance, talking with insiders.
It's big. It's bigger than I think the state realizes.
To expose a scheme that's costing tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars a week.
It's a lot of work, and you have to make sure that, everything is following the rules.
Yasmin Ali is the owner of Deco Family Centers. This is her giving a tour to an undercover Fox 9 producer.
A lot of people that we work with that are low-income families.
Ali tells our producer that many of her customers are on assistance. They qualify to have the government pay for their kids' child care. They can get that help if they're working, training for a job, or hunting for one.
I think it's doing a disservice to the people that truly do need child care assistance.
We interviewed 4 Deco employees who have intimate knowledge of the operation. They've also shared information with government fraud investigators. 2 agreed to talk on camera as long as we disguised them.
So they were misrepresenting a lot of what was going on there.
Exactly.
According to our sources, Deco was actively recruiting women who qualify for child care assistance and offering them jobs at the centers, some to watch their own kids. A fact these moms confirmed to us.
Hello. Do you work here?
I've said this already. If there is any kids in there, most likely is their own kids. I want to see a daycare with 100 kids in there, and there's probably all of them going to be their kids anyway. But I want to see a daycare that says that they have 102 kids. I want to see at least 80 of them. 50. I'll take 40. Okay, fine. 30. I'll take 30 at a time.
You do? How many children do you have? 2? And the children come here as well?
Yeah.
Who pays for their child care?
For the child care money,
Yes,
the county.
the county.
Deco then bills the county for child care while the moms are supposedly working.
Were these legitimate jobs or not?
No, there were too many that were being hired. We didn't even need that many.
Our informants tell us that only a small percentage of the moms did anything.
2%. 2%
Did some kind of work.
did some kind of work. Sometimes they would come in, sign their children in, sign themselves in, and go grocery shopping.
Our sources say the
Wow.
more children a woman had to enroll in child care, the more she'd make per hour, even though she had the same job title as all the other moms.
The reason for that is because then they had more assistance for each of the families.
Oh,
On
yeah.
numerous occasions, we saw lots of women coming to the centers, each with
But that's obvious. That's common sense. We've been talking about this. And I don't remember this this news being told out there, to be honest. Wilbur, after 12 years, this guy still comes in here and says, "Oh, that's a lie." This guy. Guys, I cannot help but to laugh at stupidity. Unbelievable. Pizza guy said grocery shopping. Let's go.
4, 5, or more kids in tow.
Her value was in how many children she had.
According to government records, DECO's Minneapolis and St. Paul centers were each eligible to receive nearly $50,000 in child care assistance funds every 2 weeks. Do the math. That's over $2 million a year.
They're making
Wow.
a ton of money.
According to our insiders, timesheets were submitted to the county, which inflated the hours the moms actually spent in the centers, allowing DECO to bill the government for maximum child care time.
So they'd fix the time schedule.
Correct.
A lot of women they did this for?
That's a felony.
Yes.
State inspection reports obtained by the Fox 9 investigators show DECO has previously been cited for a number of logistical problems, including a lack of keeping accurate records of when staff worked. They were also fined for failing to do background checks on employees in order to provide documented proof that staff members received mandated safety training.
While employed there, I saw falsifying documentation.
So the record showed they'd received this training, but in fact they had not.
Correct.
I stopped by DECO's Apple Valley office to speak with owner Yasmin Ali. She wouldn't go on camera, but I did record our conversation.
We're told that you were falsifying records to get child care money.
That is not true, but as I say, I'm not gonna have any comments right now.
In addition to all the funds for child care, DECO was also getting public money for kids' meals. The Minneapolis Center got nearly $90,000 for food in its first year of operation. This place did the catering. It's owned by Yasmin Ali's brothers.
We obtained a copy of the catering contract signed by Adarus Ali. We've seen his signature before on federal court documents. In 2009, Ali pled guilty to perjury. The Justice Department says he lied to a federal grand jury, testified he knew nothing about Somali men from Minnesota being recruited by a terrorist group to fight in their homeland, when in fact, he sat in on a discussion.
Is that right? So they already knew that they were funding terrorist groups.
Even drove some of the men to Twin Cities International for their flight to Somalia. Ali did not respond to numerous requests by the Fox 9 investigators for an interview. Recently, the state rejected a plan by DECO to use even more public funds to have Ali's restaurant do catering for additional child care centers. Regulators said the proposal was double the normal cost.
Hey, I will point out, just because I watched the chat in here, I will point out this. Everybody that knew Epstein loved Epstein. The only person that rejected him after he found out he was up to some shady stuff, which he was no witness to, but he heard, especially from some of the people that he had as employees, some of his staff was being harassed by him, kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Of course, they had an issue with some real estate, but that's irrelevant. The fact is, he didn't think that he was the kind of friend that he wanted to hang out with anymore, and so he dumped him. Everybody else, they just cradle him. And that's something that you can say about Trump. Now, if you still want to think that he's a pedophile and all this other stuff because he was friends with him for a long time, you guys can believe what you want. But the fact is, only President Trump dumped this loser.
And full of inaccuracies and incomplete documents.
Item 29 is that one.
This one here?
Yep.
Fraud investigators are now sorting through thousands of records and computer files taken during the raid of DECO's offices. So far, no charges have been filed.
Here she is.
We tried again to ask owner Yasmin Ali about the criminal investigation and what we were told by some of her own employees.
Could I ask you a few questions, please?
I'm not talking to anybody. If I were you, I would just get out of here. You're not allowed to be here.
I'm Fox 9 investigator.
That right. So even the actual news press, who has access to this, we're getting kicked out by them. Now, I want to take you somewhere else, okay? You got to be able to try to analyze something. Now, I don't know if anybody on here has tried to look above just what they hear. Now, I like to find some information. For example, the daycares that we have seen on here, there's one thing that you have to understand. Every business has a regulation. Every business has to meet certain criteria. There is requirements for you to be able to establish a business. So, out of curiosity, why don't we go take a look and see what are the Minnesota daycare requirements? Now, I haven't read this. I've looked this up just so that we can share it today. And, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to, man, I'm on the wrong screen here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hopefully that you guys can actually see that. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Let me see. How does that look on your phone? That is very small. But don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. I think you can read it if you have good eyes, okay? I got my eyes right here in case I need them. All right. Let me go ahead and read this on my monitor to my left here. Minnesota daycare requirements involve licensing through your county, requiring background checks, fire and health inspections, orientation, and specific training like CPR, first aid, safe sleep. Now, if there is an audit on these businesses, do they have their CPR cards active? Do they actually have the safety environment for the children to be in? Are these things being implemented? It's a very simple thing. It's just an audit. It is a legit business. It's no big deal. Listen, I told you before, there's two things that can happen. If we are wrong and they are not committing fraud, fantastic. They will clean their name. Everything will be great. There is no, oh, I told you so. Oh, you were hateful and racist. No, we want to get rid of fraud. When we say we wanted to get rid of fraud here in Washington State, we didn't call Somalis. We didn't say black people. We didn't say Latinos. We didn't say white people. We said fraud, voter fraud. I don't care where the American citizen or where this vote comes from. I want to know who cheated. It's not about racism. If something is fraud, if something is illegal, it has to be found out, investigated, proven that it is the right thing to do. I hope that makes sense. We're not racist here. Bill, pay attention. You might learn something today. So, plus adhering to a strict adult-to-child ratios. For example, 1:4 for infants and 1:10 for preschoolers. And space safety standards, 35 square feet per child indoor, 50 square foot per child outdoor, with ongoing training mandated for all staff to ensure a safe environment. Now, if you plan on having children, a daycare in your house, there has to be a 35 square foot space per child. And you can only have 4. If you have infants, you got 4 per adult, and you can have 1 per 10 preschoolers. Now, if you have a big-ass house and you can meet 3,500 square feet for 10 children, you're golden. I guarantee you they don't meet that, okay? I'm building an RV park in Alabama. Oh, hey, pizza guy, man. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Nah, great job, man. Hey, listen, I wish you all the success, man. Remember this. Make sure that you follow all regulations, all the laws, and cover your ass. Make sure that everything is up to code and to line. So that way, in case anybody in the future says, hey, pizza guy, let's go ahead and audit this guy, we'd be like, go ahead. I got all my shit. What do you need? Yeah, right here. Yep. What do you need? That right? Yeah, right there. Boom. Done. And you get a certificate and you get paperwork that says that you've been investigated, that you were audited, and you meet the criteria, and you're golden, brother. And you make every single one of us proud. So good job for you, man. I hope I read that correctly. All right. So here we go. Key provider and facility requirements. Well, licensing, contact your local county licensor to start the application process, which includes orientation fees and home visits. I wonder if the orientation was actually done. Did they come and check? Did they come and see? 35 square feet. 35 square feet per child. Background studies. All caregivers and household members must pass criminal background checks. As you heard, in 2013, there was no criminal background checks. These people could have been domestic violence, rapists, murderers, whatever. They didn't do a background check, which puts the kids' safety in danger. Here we go. Let me read this again. It said inspections home must pass the fire marshal and health inspection. Space, again, right here, minimum of 35 square feet, usable indoor space. If it's outdoor, it has to be at 50. 50. Did you see at least 35 square feet per child? And that's supposed to have 102 kids? This is what they're getting funds for. 102 kids. That's 3,500 plus square footage for all those children to be able to be in that building. And what did we see? Well, pretty much nothing, because they didn't let us see, right? So maybe they did have it, but because they're being so defensive, they don't want to speak English, that we don't know the truth. Safety must maintain safe sanitary conditions, including proper heating, ventilation, and emergency plans. Adult to child ratios and group sizes. It says infants under 12 months, 1 adult to 4 children, maximum of 8 infants. Toddlers 12 months to 2.5 years, 1 adult for 7 children, maximum of 14 toddlers. Preschool 2.5 to kinder, 1 adult to 10 children, max 20 preschoolers. That means in that location, not per person. Caregiver qualification says completion of child development programs, teaching degree, pre-K to 6, or relevant experience training hours, 30 hours training plus 520 hours experience. When you don't do a criminal background check or any type of background check, you don't know that information, right? Unlicensed care. You generally need a license if caring for more than one family, but can care for relatives and one other family without one. So what is the easiest way to go about it? If they're going to go ahead and cheat and say, okay, look, we don't need to have a license because we're just going to take care of family members here, they can run that business, but they're going to have the information for every single one of those people. And this, by the way, this information, this kind of services, the assistance for the people should not be given to illegal immigrants. This is not for legal migrants that are here, but they don't have permission to work. This is literally for resident, green card aliens, or American citizens. Nobody else. You don't get to come into this country and put your name on the list. That's not for you. You're not supposed to be working in this country, period. So I will never believe that this guy that got all the documents stolen from the file cabinets. Very interesting. You going to tell me he didn't have a computer? He didn't mention any computers being stolen. Not one. Not one. All right. So I hope that information actually helps you, okay? You have to dig a little bit deeper. And you can see some of the stuff I don't care to look for. I already know how it's supposed to work. But I wanted to give you facts because you guys always say we're lying. Well, this is the requirements for Minnesota, okay? So you cannot say that we're lying. Those are facts, okay? Here we go. People on work visas, H-1B, green card, all legal, ICE illegally deports. So Pizza, if you haven't noticed, we have had an illegal immigrant invasion in this country. And when that happens, because it's an emergency, the rules got to change. and the Americans have to adapt. And so, for example, if they came over here, well, they come to my house, I got all my paperwork. But if they pulled me over on the road and they happen to be like, hey, you look like the guy that we're looking for. What's your name? Is your name Dennis? Yes, my name is Dennis. Last name Herrera? Yeah, Herrera. Okay, well, you're coming with us. Okay, why? Well, because you have this. Okay, well, let's go find out what's going on. It's a hassle. I get it. But I know who I am. I know where I stand. And even if I am legal, and they want to deport me, I personally don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it personally. But I wouldn't allow anybody else that is like me to be deported because I know that I respect the law. I know that I don't break the law. So I wouldn't agree with that. But I will say, if you're a green card holder, if you have a visa to work here, okay, that's the ones that you're talking about, and you commit a crime, if you commit fraud, if you got a felony, you lose those privileges and you will get deported. You can lose your green card status. You can lose your H-1B visas. You can lose a citizenship if it's of even naturalized citizenship if it has been within 10 years since you've been naturalized. You can lose that citizenship as well. So when I see people that are out there blocking ICE, number one, throwing garbage on the street, right, trying to block them, local police officers can literally arrest those people, get their identities, give them a fat bill or a ticket for loitering, and if they do it multiple times, they can get multiple tickets. They should be arresting people for blocking federal agents. It's against the law. They shouldn't be hitting the vehicles of the federal agents. It is against the law, and they can get arrested for it. They cannot throw any water, spit, or anything to the federal agents. That is considered assault to a federal agent, and those federal crimes are punishable to the max. It's not like your regular state or city or whatever. Federal agents being assaulted is a very delicate thing. So I hope that clears up some of the air. Okay? All right, now let's go ahead and go to the video that I didn't show you this morning when I did my live. This is just the the information from the Harris Faulkner. Faulkner. Faulkner that. All right, let's listen to her. Let's see what they have.
Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, is backing off her harsh criticism of President Trump. She now says she's ready to work with the U.S.
Oh, who told you that she was going to do that? That's right. I told you so. I know, I don't have to brag, but I told you so. Here we go. Let's continue. Now, just so you know, she is a criminal. She is also a criminal. And she knows she's going to get the boot. Hold on. I got to do it. Hold on. I got to do it, guys. I got to do it. She knows this may happen. Come for me, he says. Come and get me, you coward, he says. Well, this is what happens when you call on the President of the United States of America who doesn't F around. Check this out.
Last night, on the order of the President of the United States, and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, the United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance until he didn't. He effed around and he found out.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, you know, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well.
Never gets old. Never gets old. I told you so. You want to faffle? Let's faffle. Let's faffle. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Let's say we are Dennis's people. He's like, oh, thank you, MJ. That's what I'm talking about, man. I love Americans, man. You know what's crazy is that depending on who you ask, when you say American, the people that are racist, they always say, "Oh, you only support white people." What? What? Are you American? Yeah, but no. See, there is no but. I got American patriots in here. Heath, he comes in here once in a while, right? I think he's Cherokee mix. I get black people. I got black people that are mixed with what was that guy's native side? Not a Comanche. I think he said Apache. I can't remember which one, but it was a black guy that has native blood in him, Indian blood, and we got Navajos, and we got Chehalis, and we got all these kind of different natives, different tribes, right, from every state. They're all American, all of them. They're all American. Some are Native American. That's what they want to call themselves. That's fine, but they're all American. We got. This is what we say: Latinos for Trump. What Latinos? Citizens, American citizens. Latinos for Trump. Blacks for Trump. What blacks? Blacks that are American. Those are the ones that we want for Trump. We don't want blacks from Africa that they don't have a citizenship here. They're not American. They're Africans. I know a lot of black men that don't like to be called African American. They always say, "Why not American?" And I always say, "That's right, baby. You tell them. You are just American. You're not African American. You're American. Unless you were born in a country in Africa, you can say that. But technically, it's not even right to say African. Because in Mexico, they don't say, "I'm American." No, they're Mexican. Here, you guys hate this, right? Gulf of America. Guess what? All of the north of America is America. Mexico is part of North America. Central America, South America, it's all America. There's nothing racist. There's nothing wrong with the Gulf of America. Besides the United States territory taking most of it, of the coast, that is irrelevant. The fact is that northern continent is called American continent. See, American is a nationality. That is a country nationality. Mexico is a nationality because that's the name of the country. So if you're from Kenya, if you're from Morocco, or if you're from a different, I don't know the names of the countries, to be honest, Ghana, whatever, then you will be Ghana American. You'll be Kenyan American. See how that works? You will put the name of your nation first, not the continent. The nation first, and then the citizenship that you have actually acquired naturally. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to her because she was saying release Maduro now, release him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. She just put in the front, okay? She will comply. Now, I didn't post my second short today because I said that we need to stay in Venezuela. I don't believe we have troops on the ground, so I didn't want to give you misinformation. But I believe that we should be on the ground and helping the Venezuelan people. I know what you're thinking. You're already thinking the Gulf War. I know. You're already thinking, oh, another Iraq. Oh, another, whatever, Middle Eastern war, whatever. I can't think of the damn names right now with these countries, right? Kuwait and all these other countries over there. I know you're thinking about that. But I'm going to be honest with you. There is something that makes sense to me, okay? Now, I was listening to this economics guy, and he's putting his presentation together. Obviously, he has a script that he's reading off, right? I do it everything off the top of my head, but he's reading this, and he says this. He says, it's not about freeing Venezuelans. And I said, it is about freeing Venezuelans. He goes, it's more. It's about the oil and the minerals. Yeah, it is. Here's the thing, that even though he's this, he's older and he's got all these master degrees and doctorates in economics and international relations. And I'm like, you know what? You were mostly right on everything. But I'm going to make just one correction. Is it because China and Russia and Iran and Cuba have their hands on the Venezuelan oil? Yes. Is it that we want to take out the President Maduro, which is the great leader of Venezuela? No. We just want to go in there so that we can take all this oil and that's it? No. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of petroleum for our American troops to do what they're doing, and we need to be able to make some money to excuse all that investment that we're making. Let me clarify. This guy, this professional critic, economic, whatever his freaking title is, right? He's supposed to be better educated than me, etc. He makes the point, which is correct. The point that he's making is right, but the final point that he's making about it, he's wrong. Meaning, he says it's not about saving the Venezuela or freeing or liberating the Venezuelan people. He is wrong. It is about that. Is it about the oil? Yes. Minerals? Yes. Of course it is. But he says it's not because of Venezuela. So he's wrong on that aspect. Now, I mentioned this a few I mentioned this a few times already. Right? Nicolas Maduro made the same proposal that Maria Machado made to President Trump. Now, some of the Americans on this country say they never asked us to go. Yeah, they did. Maria Machado and the Venezuela people said, please, President Donald Trump, help. They said this years ago. Help us, President Trump. Yes, they did. But we couldn't do it. And President Trump cannot do everything all at once. So we got to take care of the most important things. Did he know Nicolas Maduro was doing all these things with the drugs? Yeah. He didn't go attack right away. He first made his tour in the Middle East, on the Arab Emirates, visit the Saudi prince, visit here, visit there, went all over the world, talking, sometimes making deals, sometimes making agreements, sometimes not getting jack squat. But at the end of the day, he is calculating every single move. Now, you can make fun of his orange face. You can make fun of that. He's 81 years old and his wrinkled skin is worse than mine. 5 more years and my skin is going to be all jacked up. I'm going to be one saggy Mr. Magoo. Okay? It doesn't matter. He is doing the right thing. For Pete's sakes, he's 81 years old and he plays better golf than me. And I'm not even 50 yet. Almost. 49 and a half. 49 and a half. He has everything calculated. Okay, do we want Maria Machado in power right now? No. She's not safe. She's not ready. She can't handle it. Military police have deserted Maduro. And let's be clear that this whole communist concept doesn't come from Maduro. It comes from Hugo Chavez. That's why they call it Chavista, right? People that believe Chavez freed them because he gave them money every month. Just like if you were a tribe member, you get money every month from the casino, every month. So what Hugo Chavez was making money, the people was getting paid. The people were getting money, and they were able to go and spend money. And then he started being a communist, and he started to own the grocery stores. He started to tell people, you have to sell the milk at $2. If you sell it at $2.15, you're gone. You cannot sustain a business with that type of pricing if the economy is not helping you anymore. If the president, if the government keeps raising these prices and keep taxing the people and taking away lands and taking away businesses, they can't survive. Communism takes all of that away. Yeah, they started as a socialist. Socialist. There is no democracy in Venezuela. And yet the Democrats here in Washington state and all over the United States, to be honest, all Democrats in here, they always say that they want to fight to preserve democracy, and yet they are the party trying to get rid of their political opponents. 100% fact. 100%. So we have Maria Machado. She made the exact same, she actually made the original offer that Nicolas Maduro made. But you know what? President Donald Trump didn't go there for oil and minerals only, because he would have taken that money from Maduro. But you know what? It's more than just the money. See, Maduro made a mistake. I just played you the video. What are you waiting for? Come and get me, you coward. What are you waiting for? I'll be waiting for you right here on this town. Well, he asked for it. He got his wish. So no, the moment that President Donald Trump is aware of the message, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Tell him that we want to negotiate. Now, I know that he's not going to want to. We're going to go F him up. But tell him anyways. So that way we can tell the press and everybody in our country that we gave him a chance and it was too late for when the time that he came in. And you know what? That is a tactic. I love it. That's exactly how I would have done it. China, nothing China can do, or Russia, to stop the United States of America. And you know what I find very, very, very interesting is that every time that President Donald Trump does something without Democrats or anybody in Congress knowing, the mission is flawless, successful. Why is that? Why is that? That's very interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. I want to take a chance to say thank you guys for liking my video. Thank you for subscribing. And give me a second. Woo! Man, common sense. It goes so easy with facts, doesn't it? It goes so easy with facts. So Maduro takes over the farms, takes over all the buildings, all the businesses. What is the word that he uses? Well, it's not, I don't know if it's called reappropriate. I think it's reappropriate is what he says. But every time he says reappropriate means that he's taking it away from the citizens. I think it's reappropriate. I think that's what it is. You guys can correct me on that word, okay? But everything that's happening there, you are starting to see, this is how it started. There was a problem with the economy. Okay, I don't know if it was an illegal immigration. I don't know what happened with the people. What I will tell you is this: that there was a chance with the oil price around the world went down, and Venezuela suffered because that's their black gold. But as soon as the black gold picked up twice as much, then this is when they started working into, oh, we need a socialist in office. And this is where Hugo Chavez comes in. And he was successful. Why? Because the money was there. See, as long as the money is there, it's okay. No problem. But when the money runs out, the people start turning on him. That's just how it goes. So it started with socialism, ended in communism. Why are we so against socialist Democrats? Well, they are communist. How do I know? What is the first thing that they tried to do with President Donald Trump on his first term? Pizza guy, pay attention. What was the first thing that they did? Impeach him. Yes, democracy, they used democracy, but we didn't win, so impeach him. Impeach him, impeach him, impeach him, impeach him, impeach him. Set him up, set him up. Tell the world that he is a traitor to this country. Tell him he uses unconstitutional law. Tell him that he is in bed with Putin. Tell him that he is Putin's puppet. Go ahead, tell him. smear, lie, say all these things about him. Impeach, impeach, impeach. They never let us have our democracy, did they? And they keep blaming us that we are destroying democracy, but they are the communists trying to get rid of the other party. They are the ones bringing illegal immigrants. Now, let me share something with you today that I found very interesting as I was filling out this paperwork. I was asked, and this is a government agency, I was asked the question, after I said that the person that I'm filling out this paperwork for is a resident. Guess what question they asked me about the election? I'll give you guys 10 seconds to tell it, and I'll continue. I said the person is a resident. Guess what question they asked me? For some of you guys that do paperwork, social work, or anything like that. Guess what question they still ask me, even though after I told them is a resident? Okay, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I said the person is a resident, and they asked me this question. Is that person a registered voter? Why do you think that's important? Why do you think that is important that I pay attention to that question? What have we said about fraud? If you're a resident, you can't vote. If you're a national, you can't vote. Only American citizens can vote. But they still have to ask everybody if they are registered to vote. I can only assume that they're asking to find out if somebody is actually made the wrong decision, but that's not the reason why they ask. I find that very interesting. What did you say, NJ? Yuka, you are paying more because you voted for it in 2017 unanimously in California under Proposition 40. Well, the good thing about Proposition 40 is that I heard that Proposition 50 was actually rejected. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's what the one of our callers told us not too long ago. Now, going back to Venezuela, this lady right here, and I want to point out, do I still have it? I never played this this interview. I think I should look up for this interview. There was a deal that Biden made with Nicolas Maduro, if I remember right. Biden made a deal with Nicolas Maduro. Remember, this is unbelievable. And I'm telling you, I learned this when I was looking into the president of Honduras being accused of being a drug lord cartel de los Soles guy, okay? Biden made a deal with Nicolas Maduro for his nephews. Nephews or sons, I can't remember. I think he has like one son and an adopted son, I think, something like that. But he made a deal. They were in jail. Biden released them. This is part of the deal. And what I find interesting is that they had to find a fallout guy. It just happened to be. Look it up. Let me take a look. Let's take a look because I want to make sure that that's correct. Let me see. Biden makes deal with Nicolas Maduro. Let's see what this is. Oh, 24. No, that can't be. Let's just look in general. In general. And let's remember that it was Biden that put a $25 million bounty on his head. Let's see. The Biden administration agreed to lift some oil sanctions on Venezuela as part of an agreement with the Maduro government to ensure. Let me read some more into this. Let's see. Man, damn, that's a lot of commercials. That December, Biden's administration released a Maduro ally from U.S. custody in exchange for 10 Americans detained in Venezuela and the return of notorious fugitives who have fled the U.S. Okay, at least we're getting some Americans. Okay, so that's a good thing, right? It's not a bad thing. Let's see. The Biden administration's reinstated oil sanctions in April 2024, saying Maduro had not lived up to his promise of free elections, meaning that the United States wanted them to have democracy as they always had before Hugo Chavez, because he rigged the elections. Let's see what else. They don't have any other information on this freaking search. But I can tell you that they did make a deal. Let me see if maybe if I put a specific year. Nicolas Maduro illegitimately took power in Venezuela. Everybody's talking about it. Okay, this is about access to oil and regime change. No, it's not. It is and it isn't. All right, let's go ahead and finish listening to this video because I'm very curious of what she says. And then we'll go to the next one.
U.S. on quote-unquote peace and dialogue. She may see the writing on the wall after President Trump warned Venezuela could face a second wave of strikes if they don't behave. Even with his regime on its last legs, thousands packed Caracas Saturday, demanding the release of Nicolas Maduro. His capture could jumpstart a new age of democracy across that region. Chief international correspondent Steve Herrera is in Colombia, near the border with Venezuela. Steve.
Harris, at this busy border crossing, there's one thing different today. If you look over my right shoulder, it's Colombian military armored personnel carriers. They are not normally here. They're here today after what's happened in Venezuela. Colombia is usually the first stop for Venezuelans trying to flee. More than 3 million Venezuelans have come here to live. If there is violence inside the capital, here is where they're likely to come. So this country really bracing for a potential humanitarian crisis. On the streets in Caracas, in Venezuela, there has not been any sort of widespread violence. Instead, there have been some protests. Many of those protests from Maduro's political party, many of the party calling for Maduro to come back, showing their support for him. As far as this border crossing goes, it's operating as normal. We're not seeing a flood of people. You don't need a visa to get from Venezuela to Colombia, so pretty much you drive through a lot of Venezuelan license plates, cars, and then motorcycles, and then people on foot. We've spoken to a lot of people on foot, asked them why they're leaving. They say this is just typical business, but we don't know what is ahead. We've had this guy for 12 years, and we have no idea what's next. So some real concern there on the part of average Venezuelans crossing over today. Harris?
You just set me up perfectly for my next guest. Good to see you, Steve. Thank you. In focus now, Rick De La Torre, the former CIA station chief in Caracas. Great to see you today. Look, I was writing down a couple of questions as our reporter was giving us what's on the ground. Who's on the ground right now running? I mean, which cartels are trying to get out of Dodge at this point?
Right, and that is a concern, right? For a number of years now, the Maduro regime has opened its doors to a number of Colombian terrorist organizations like the FARC-D and ELN, Segunda Marquetalia. They're all living there in the jungles just outside of Cucuta. I've been there. I've been to that bridge myself, Arauca, in those areas. I think what's going to happen next is going to be interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see how Colombia plays along, or if it doesn't, as Venezuela comes under more and more control of U.S. forces. Obviously, it'll be part of our objective to, I suspect, to weed out these terrorists that are the ones that were partners with the Maduro regime and actually moving the drugs, facilitating the human trafficking, working with Iran and others, and extracting gold and silver minerals and selling them. I think what's going to happen is those folks are going to have to make a decision. Are they going to want to face U.S., the United States Department of War, or are they going to cross the border back into Colombia? And if they try to cross the border back into Colombia, what's Colombia going to do about it?
Gosh, there's so many different ways I want to go. So I'm going to whittle it down to this for my next question. How much help will be needed on the ground in Venezuela to keep the peace? I mean, from what you just said, you're going to have fighting factions, and people are going to get caught in between that. The president mentioned in recent days that maybe some sort, he didn't give details on this, of presence of U.S. military on the ground there. From your estimation, having been there, what does it take? You got a country to run. He says he's going to do that. What could that look like?
Well, I think the good news is, and those that keep making these, in my opinion, false claims that this is another Iraq or Afghanistan. Let's keep in mind there's very few, if anyone, in Venezuela who's willing to lay their life down and be a martyr in any way, shape, or form for Maduro and his politics, right? It's not ideology. Most of the military are poor conscripts that have not been paid or fed. They're more interested in going back to their home villages and just living their lives. The only folks that were really benefiting from this were the generals in some of these far out Wild West kind of areas. So Maduro has never really had a lot of control, full control of some of those areas. He certainly benefited from the kickbacks and the money that his generals were giving him from the Cartel de Soles. But so this is an area.
You know, all these people saying liberate Maduro. What a shame. If you're going to say shame on somebody, this is the people that you should be saying shame on, because Maduro is the one after Chavez, because Chavez did the same thing. Maduro is just a puppet. But they are the ones that were starving their own people. They were the ones stopping all the USAID that we sent down there, and they were not giving them medicines, etc. They're the ones that have been oppressing every single one of those Venezuelan citizens. Can you imagine if we did that to the Democrats and the leftists and every single foreigner that hates the United States of America? Can you imagine if we actually rule the United States in that manner? Can you imagine if we just get rid of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters, and we just get rid of all these Democrat lunatics in Congress? Can you imagine us? No, because in this country, we have a constitution, we have laws. Whether we like them or not, it doesn't matter. We have to respect the law, and we have to keep trusting in God that the judicial system, the legal system that we have in place for American citizens will eventually give us justice. I love what the Venezuelan young man said. I want to play his clip again. I know I'm self-promoting my channel over here, which is okay. I don't mind. But check this out. I love this clip for the reason of that he's honest with his comment. It's one of my shorts. Let me bring it out here.
Yeah, because we all feel the same. We're all.
Listen to what he says at the end, and this is why I love this guy right here. He is amazing. He truly is amazing. This is one thing that the left don't understand. Okay, let me go ahead and give this. If you believe in fair news sources, why not play something from Maida's Touch? I don't know what that is. It's real independent news. Corporate news just grips for Trump. So Fox has also said bad things about Trump. It just depends on the anchor that gives the news. Either you give the news to inform, but either way, can you imagine if I only watch Fox? I mean, what I give you is what I agree with. You see me putting CNN stuff in here. ABC's, BBC, MSN. You know, I play all that stuff in there, but you listen to the way that they talk. And what's crazy is that I have made my decision on how something was played, and when I hear on the news, okay, who's the closest? I want to hear this side, and I want to hear this side. Well, this is the obvious conclusion, and this is what my eyes see. Yep, that's the one. And I go with that decision. I go with that opinion. People on the left don't do that. It's like they're lazy to go look for information, okay? But I want you to listen to the end of this clip, okay? If you guys don't watch my shorts, please go watch my shorts, give it a like, etc.
Speaking in one voice, which is thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Marco Rubio. Thank you, Pete Hegseth. Thank you to the United States for standing
Democrats hate to hear that. Thank you, President Trump. They hate it when people say that.
for liberty, and for justice. Yesterday was a day of justice, remember. Maduro is an indicted narco-terrorist. He was arrested in a police operation, so the president executed his power as president, enforcing the law.
How can a Venezuelan know more than Americans? Huh? How come this guy knows more?
Knew that socialism was going to starve us to death if we didn't leave. That's the fate for...
You think the Venezuela guy is MAGA? You think the Venezuelan people starving over there, you think they're MAGA for what reason do you think? What did Democrats do to save that country? What have Democrats done to save any country? Besides just going over there shooting somebody without any benefit to them or us. Which Democrat, which president has done that? George Bush, when he went over there and fought, that was the oil war in the Gulf. That was pathetic. That was all selfish reasons. I will never forget 9/11. I get that. But all of the things that they have done has been for their own gain, not to help those over there and not to help us at the same time. That's right, Jared. I'm glad that you saw that observation. You know what that means? He's got brains. You know what that means? He's not a socialist, depending on handouts. That's what that means. That young man right there is educated. Let me see. But you got to give me a link, Pizza. You got to give me a link. If you do that and give me a link, I'll play it.
For so many millions of people. That's why Venezuela today is the largest refugee crisis in the planet.
The contrast of those celebrating in Florida, I went out to a protest yesterday, people calling for Maduro to be released, and they were talking about socialism. How does that...
These are paid protesters who are not Venezuelan, who don't know anything about our country, who, people have a right to their opinion, but they don't have a right to their own facts. And the facts are that Maduro is a criminal, a murderer, who has a friend of mine in prison for 18 months. Her name is Maria Oropesa. She's in a torture center. She hasn't been released.
So why do you want to be there?
Because I want to see justice being done. Trump could have killed Maduro, and I would have been okay with it, to be honest. But this is even better. He's enforcing the law. He's doing what's right. He's like putting him to shame, not by defeating him with more tyranny, but by defeating him with the rule of law, which is what we want.
Wow. Defeating him by the rule of law, which is what we want. This guy right here, man, he might just be the next president of Venezuela in the future. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's some brains right there. That is some brains. That is a migrant that came here running away from Venezuela's tyranny and dictatorship from Maduro. And he came in here and gave himself an education. See, because there's a lot of Venezuelans that are educated. There's also a lot of Venezuelans that are not educated. And let's not forget that the reason why we have these like big, huge, massive raids and deportations is because of the massive illegal immigration. That all of those countries that Democrats, socialists, Marxists, communists defend cause problems for those countries. And that's another reason why I support President Donald Trump, because he saw way back, where is the problem? We're fighting drug cartels here in the United States of America. Mexico doesn't want to let us do our job. Where does this come from? They figure out Cartel de Soles is the one to blame. So guess what? Trump went all the way to the root of the problem. And Colombia president, the alcoholic wannabe president, he is pissed because he can't sell his cocaine through Venezuela anymore. That's right. And they don't even want to allow, not even CNN, through that border. They rejected all of the press information on there. All right, Pizza Guy, give me that link. Good job on the super chat. I can't post the links in the super chat, but I can in the regular chat. Okay, go ahead. Now, for all you guys that are on welfare, EBTs don't work. You got to have a real job like Pizza Guy. Go ahead and type it in there, and I'll copy it and see if that works. Let me see if I can Google that name that you were mentioning. You said that made us touch. You got to tell me which one. Yes, we know about the taxes, bro. Yeah. I found the channel, but I don't know the video.
Yeah, that it truly is the Wild West in the jungle, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to play in that, if we'll even play at all. As for what kind of boots on the ground, and I use that term very, very loosely, I think certainly there's a role for civil engineers and others to play in infrastructure, in kind of making sure that the lights are on, the gas is working, those kinds of things. But I don't see the kind of occupation type forces that some are painting.
Yeah, I mean, look, it becomes politics at some point, right? That's why certain people will say those things really, really quickly. You've been on the ground, no doubt you made friends there. The best kind of intelligence in that type of arena is human intelligence. What would you say to the people of Venezuela today?
It's a great day to celebrate, and they know this, right? You've seen it everywhere. I think they're a little confused by some folks who tell them that they're worried for them, or this is bad news in some way, or that we apologize for on behalf of the United States. They're looking at them like, you're nuts. We've been wanting this for well over 20 years. They went from being one of the wealthiest nations in our hemisphere to being one of the poorest, and now there's their opportunity to join the real world again.
Hope. Rick De La Torres, thank you very much. Good to have you on the program.
Good. Everything that I said was right. All right, this is the page, bro. You said it was what? On unlawful invasion. It says meeting to stop us, U.S. invasion. Invasion. What the hell is up with this guy in invasion? Got over. Podcast members only. I don't see it, brother. Trump's top Venezuela aide turns against him on invasion. Is that the one? The first row. GOP. This one down here. Panic in D.C. as an invasion.
MAGA Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, and the other MAGA Republicans returned to Capitol Hill, and they instantly had a meltdown trying to justify Donald Trump's unlawful invasion of Venezuela, which is deeply unpopular among the American people. Just look at MAGA Mike Johnson there. Look at what a little, weak, and pathetic human being he looks like there during this press conference that he held last night. And
So you see the difference on that, bro. Like, what is the purpose of trying to demise somebody? The going into the insult right away, that shit turns me off. Okay, but you pay for it, so you're good. That shit turns me off on people. Okay, we can say somebody's disgusting and this and that, but man, just show me the point. Let me see. Let me get to it.
MAGA Mike Johnson, who should be zealously guarding Article 1 of the Constitution and the fact that Congress needs to authorize war and that this was an unlawful invasion by Donald Trump, MAGA Mike goes, we didn't need to authorize this. As long as we got notice at some point in time afterwards, that's all that matters to Congress. MAGA Mike, this is why you need to go, and this is why you're a pathetic little weasel, MAGA Mike. Watch what he says here. Play this clip.
Acknowledge here is that this is an operation that did not require prior consent of Congress, prior authorization of Congress. It required notification of Congress. It's well within Article 2. I know as many details as I can know before going to the SCIF for the classified briefing, but I spoke with the President of the United States, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense within hours of the operation commencing.
And then MAGA Mike says, this wasn't regime change at all. We're actually going to be sticking with the Maduro regime. So it's not regime change. We just kidnapped Maduro, and now Delcy Rodriguez is the president. She was Maduro's right hand. And at her swearing in on Monday, she was seen hugging the leaders of Russia and Iran and China. But she's our girl now. She's our lady, everybody. Here's what MAGA Mike has to say about Delcy Rodriguez, who's Donald Trump's pick, not the opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado. No, Donald Trump wants the one in Maduro's regime. Here, play this clip.
This is not a regime change. This is a demand for change of behavior by a regime. The interim government is stood up now, and we are hopeful that they will be able to correct their action. They cannot participate with narco-terrorists and very dangerous international criminal organizations that harm and target Americans, frankly, and traffic all of these dangerous drugs into our country, that do all this great harm to our country. They cannot continue that activity. We have a way of persuasion because their oil exports, as you know, have been ceased, and I think that will bring the country to a new governance in very short order.
Then you have MAGA Republican Jim Jordan going.
Okay, hold on. Before I let this clown go. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Pizza guy, you're watching the video, and I always tell people, right, when I say something, I don't want you to just believe what I say. I want you to do more research. I want you to have your own opinion. So first of all, they don't need to notify Congress. That is a fact. That is true. They don't have to ask for their permission. They can tell them, hey, we did this. That's it. That's all that they have to do. Because we're not doing war. We're not declaring war on Venezuela. We declare war on drugs and the cartels. We don't need permission from Congress for that. We do and are interested on the oil and the minerals from Venezuela, but it has to be done the right way. It has to be done by legitimate Venezuela democracy use candidates. Let the people choose the candidate, and it's going to happen. You got to be waiting for that. You got to be patient with that. Now, what is the deal? You have to understand this. President Donald Trump is not stupid. This guy is an idiot. See, I can tell from the moment that he started describing Mike's height and how little and insignificant. This is the problem when people do that, okay? They don't pay attention to what's going on. This guy doesn't know shit about what the executive branch has to tell the legislative branch. If he wants to declare war, he needs to talk with Congress. If he wants to make precise strikes, he doesn't need permission. He can do those. Barack Obama did them. Biden did them. Well, the digital pen did it. But, they don't need to know. And every time that they have told anything with Congress, it fails. It doesn't work, right? My friend, it's okay. Call him a name. Call him Mini Mike. That's fine. But you sit there and he's going to try to give me some news about what he does. You know, I can put a hat on Hakeem Jeffries, right? I can put a mustache on him. But I want to hear what he says. And he called him a liar when Mike says that they don't have to tell Congress. They have to just notify them. They don't need their permission from Congress. That is true. That's not a lie. And then the second thing that he said, it is true. It's not a regime change. You have to think with common sense, okay? And you have to think ahead of the game. You can't play chess with somebody that only knows how to play checkers. Are you with me? So in order for Trump to do everything by the law and by the rules, he has to play the game. We are not fighting to change our regime. What we want is for them to stop the drugs and to work with us and stop hurting the people of Venezuela. You know why? Because he's hoping that they're not going to listen to him. He's hoping that he's going to send a second wave and take her out. And you know what? She is going to cooperate. You have to think ahead of it. So everything, so far, what Mike has says has not been a lie.
Going on CNN, and he's asked, so do you support American boots on the ground? He's like, well, we're not ruling it out, just maybe not yet. Let's just trust whatever Donald Trump says. Just trust him. We'll see where this goes. Here, play this clip.
Do you support putting American boots on the ground in Venezuela for a long period of time?
Well, again, that's a question for later. I think most Americans are again, trust the president.
Yes, one step at a time. I don't like that the Democrats are always going against us, okay? They're always going against us. And then when we go by their book, they bitch and complain and moan about we are not doing it fast enough. We are not doing enough. It's like, make up your mind. Do you want us to go all out and go crazy, or do you want us to do it by the book, like you say? Make up your mind. What would happen if he says, yes, we're going to put boots on the ground, and then we don't have to? You cannot make those decisions. And again, somebody said, why you trust President? Hey, listen, I voted for him. I trust him. We get 4 years. If you're not going to help, shut the hell up and get out the way. I agree with Jim. I agree with Jim 100%. He does not need to tell them his own opinion. He has to wait on the president. He is trusting the president big time. Everybody's already making all these things about Greenland and Denmark and this and that. You guys, stop listening to fake news, man. Just wait. Wait until it's actually happening, and then we can dialogue about it.
To do what's in the best interest of the American people and the best interest, frankly, of the folks in Venezuela. I mean, I think we should put thousands of boots on the ground. Absolutely. The Venezuelan people need us, and the Venezuelan people are willing to fight with us against this evil regime. A fact, for sure, 100%. And I can tell you right now that the Venezuelan people have suffered for decades already. They are more than willing to lay down their lives for the future of their children. 100% fact. And I can tell you that when Venezuela is free, hopefully this president right now that just took over oversteps so that we can go in there and send our second wave in and take him completely out. And then we can say to the world, remember, we gave Nicolas Maduro the chance to negotiate. He denied it. We gave the other president to negotiate. They denied it. They continue doing what they're not supposed to be doing, and what we got to take them out. And now we're going to allow for the Venezuelans to have a democracy and vote who they want in power. And that person that comes in power cannot be dealing with the cartel de Solis. Very simple. So I agree with Jim. I agree with him. He doesn't need to give her any information about it. Okay, so that's not a lie. But let's see the cheering in the streets.
Isn't this a question you have
here.
to think about before you do something like this?
I'm sure they have. They want this transition to work out in a way that benefits America. President Trump, every decision he makes, it's one thing.
And they don't have to tell her. They don't have to tell us. We need to just wait. Sure, they plan everything way ahead, right?
Know about this guy is I think he makes those decisions in the best interest of the American people, the best interest of our country, and they tend to have positive implications for the rest of the world.
That's basically what Jim Jordan said about everything. He's like, I don't really care. Just trust Donald Trump. Here, play this clip.
I know, you have family ties to people who serve. Your family has been in service. I mean, there are military families across the country watching this and thinking, okay, what does this mean for my family? What do you say to those people?
I trust the commander-in-chief. I think the vast majority of Americans do as well. This guy projects strength. Again, you look at the track record.
SoCal, shut the hell up, bro. I know you don't believe that bullshit. I know you don't believe that. You got all these millions of Venezuelans in here cheering. You have all of us cheering, which the majority of us voted for President Donald Trump. If you believe that little poll, that poll was not for 340 million Americans, was it? Man, get out of here with that, bro. Don't even, man. You got all these illegal immigrants protesting on the streets and you think they're American. You got these paid protesters out on the street. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. You're going to tell me that most of the Americans are against it? Bullshit. Fully, Democrats and Republicans wanted Maduro out of there. Biden put a $25 million bounty on his head. Trump doubled it. And we were the only ones that went in there and got the job done. We didn't take everybody out because we want to make a point. If you don't know what that point is, it is too bad. But we'll continue to celebrate and support our president.
You can go to another adversary. You look at Russia. Russia takes Crimea when President Obama is president.
There you go.
And then they go into Ukraine when it's President Biden. Nothing happened when President Trump was there. I think the strength he projects as commander-in-chief, as the president in the Oval Office, is something the American people appreciate. And again, I think the facts and the track record point that out.
More from Jim Jordan over here saying, look, all this will be worked out later.
And we're not gonna run Venezuela. Come on, man. This is what I meant the last time I talked to you, SoCal. It's you are very smart, but you are not wise at all. You have all this information, and it doesn't mean shit when you put it together. Like you don't use common sense to put things together. You have a lot of information, but you have no common sense, no wisdom. You think we want to be there forever just because everybody else effed that up? Just because other leaders did that? Doesn't mean that we're going to do that. And I'm going to tell you, Venezuelans need us, period. And taking care of Venezuelans is how we put America first. You know why? We won't have those illegal Venezuelans in here, all those criminals that Maduro sent over here with diplomatic passports. Let's not forget about that. Go ahead, Maura.
You just have to do whatever Donald Trump tells you to do. This is why these MAGA Republicans are so pathetic. Your job in Congress is to be a check on the executive, and you're the ones who are supposed to authorize war. That's why these MAGAs...
There is no war against Venezuela. See the problem? Pizza guy, this is what I want you to understand. Do you see what the problem is? The guy's talking nonsense. Because we're not at war with Venezuela. This is how they play it out. You know what else the Democrats like to do? They like to change the word illegal alien into undocumented, as if somehow that's going to change the status. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. This is not war on Venezuela. This is war on drugs. If it was war on Venezuela, we would have effed up the whole freaking country. If there was war against Iran, we would have effed up everybody in Iran. If there was a war against Hamas, which that actually is a war. If there was a war against Hamas and us, we would have effed up Hamas. We got the power to annihilate, destroy complete civilizations. But we don't. We want them to prosper. We want to be able to do business with them. We want to be able to use their intelligence, their culture, their unique way of being the kind of humans that they are in this world. But they got to respect everybody else. This is not asking for World War III. This is trying to avoid World War III. Did you see how the president that just got sworn in, how she goes over and kiss the Russians and kiss all communists, my friend? There's two reasons for us warring right now against the world. One of them is a spiritual battle. And the second one, it's actually conservatives versus socialist, communist, Marxist. That's it. 1 against 3 evil ideologies. That's what we're living with.
They're worse than the Duma in Russia. Here, play this clip.
Do you think the United States should run Venezuela?
Well, I think we're going to work on making sure there's a better outcome for America in our backyard and for the people of Venezuela.
That's what south easily.
I trust the president. Again, I think when the president has said he was going to do something, he gets results. I like what Secretary Rubio, how he's handled things, how he spoke at the press event on Saturday. So I trust these guys. We'll see how.
No, don't compare him with that guy. Kim, that guy, he literally kills his people if they go against him. Trump doesn't do that. Trump calls them names. That's it.
This shakes out. But I think right now the American people are saying, well done, Mr. President.
And then you have MAGA Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma. And Mark Wayne Mullen goes, look, what we need to do here, and this is what I think Donald Trump's plan is, he's focused on promoting democracy and free and fair elections and returning the political prisoners that are in Venezuela. When Trump has literally said the exact opposite. Trump wants Delcy Rodriguez, Maduro's right hand. Here, play this clip.
So what we want to see is that the Venezuela people take their country back and they become that democracy again. And I think that's what the president is saying right now. We're going to watch, but we're going to leave it up to the Venezuela people to choose their next government, to choose their leadership and put their country back on track. And America is going to fully support that moving forward.
Then you have MAGA Republican Senator Rick Scott, and he goes, look, I'm just glad that Donald Trump didn't just take Maduro away, but he's committed to freedom and democracy in Venezuela. Quite literally the opposite of what Donald Trump is saying. And then he goes, but we'll see where we go from here. We don't know yet. It'll be like a choose your own adventure novel, wherever Donald Trump takes us. This is what Rick Scott has to say. Here, play this clip.
I'm glad the president didn't just take Maduro and walk away. I'm glad that he is committed. He is committed to freedom and democracy in Venezuela. Now, I've talked to Marco Rubio about it. I've talked to the president about it. They're committed to freedom and liberty. Now, I can't tell you how they're going to get there, but I believe we're going to get there.
Then you have MAGA Republican Congress member Carlos Jimenez. And let me show you. He was at that press conference in the past 24 hours with the other MAGA Republicans from Southern Florida.
So let me ask you a question, Pizza Guy. You think this guy is better than me? Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me that the information that he gives you there is better than the information that I give you here? First of all, he lied about Congress and the executive branch. What everybody is saying is what I say. It's no difference. It's clear to see what the next steps are. But you guys, and I say you guys because obviously you follow this moron, but you got this guy that it's complaining that President Donald Trump just grabbed Nicolas Maduro and that was it? Like, this guy, he wants more. And like the Venezuelan guy said, if he would have killed Maduro, I would have been okay with it. But you know what? We believe in the law. And he brought him over here for due process, to go through our justice, to our criminal courts. He's been indicted already as a criminal, as a drug lord. He's already been indicted from all that. So what are you people talking about? I mean, no disrespect, because I know why you feel the way you feel. You know, if I go to a leftist channel, this guy is not going to give me the time of day. I know it. I have already experienced. I checked out like 4 different people. They're all the same. They cannot stand the facts. Like SoCal comes in here and says, the facts. The facts, he says. But at the same time, it's like when we know what the facts are and he disagrees with us, that's how I know his facts are not really facts. He was right about tariffs, calling it a tax in his whatever. I agree with that. Fine, whatever. An import tax is what we call it here. MJ, I think he said. And then I messed up. I thought George Bush was a Democrat, but he was a Republican, one of the moron Republicans, which, by the way, was a Republican but acted like a dumb Democrat. Okay, that we have today. And that's it. I don't understand where this whole called facts are when we know that Gavin Newsom is a fraud in California and SoCal thinks that he is the best gift to California. What the hell? How am I supposed to take you seriously? You're being the guy is being shown as the way he is, and you still defend him. You still think it's beautiful. Come on, at some point you got to give in, man.
If you support Trump's plan, then you all just threw her under the bus as well, didn't you? Here, play that clip.
Why are you not willing to support Maria Corina and El Mundo to be...
Wait. Hold on a second.
Let's talk about that.
First, you're talking to us?
Yes.
When have we ever not supported her?
Well,
No, wait. But let's look, these are serious issues. Do not put words in my mouth. And do not, no, wait. But you said us. You said us. You said us. Okay. But it's very, I will not tolerate putting words in my mouth or my colleague's mouth.
Yeah.
We have been consistent from day one. And I am convinced there's going to be a transition. We already talked about that. And I'm convinced that when there are elections, whether there are new elections or there's a decision to take the old elections, the last elections, that the next democratically elected president of Venezuela is going to be Maria Corina Machado.
And then you have MAGA Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who's like literally like he...
Before he goes, let me tell you again, since you guys probably don't pay attention to what I'm saying. Let me tell you again. We have to let the second criminal, we got to leave them in power for now. This is not how it's going to stay. The main goal is that there are steps on how to change something. We can't just go in there. First of all, we already know how the libtards think, so we're going to have to cover ourselves even more. We got to be even more careful. So we're going to let her be there and be like, hey, listen, I know, you know, we all know that she is also an indicted criminal. We know that. Maria Machado is with Trump. She knows what's popping. She knows what's cooking. We know what's cooking. And that's why we trust the process. She is now, when she said, no, we are not going to release Maduro. We're not going to. Oh, yeah? Do you want me to replay the video of what happened to the last guy that said that? Do you want me to replay what China couldn't do to protect you? Do you want me to replay what Russia couldn't do to protect you? She's going to have no choice but to help and to render. And by the way, if she cooperates, she will get to finish her term. But when the election comes, as he said, which is very simple, very obvious, I'm not sure what this guy is trying to sell you. But if there's two things, either she's going to be knocked out and then they're going to have a democracy, a voting, or she's going to finish her time, and then when they have an actual democracy, then Maria Machado gets to run against them, and they're going to let the people vote for their leader. And we know that Nicolas Maduro is ineligible. He's illegitimate. 8 million Venezuelans will go back to Venezuela. If they don't have to go to Venezuela to vote, believe me, they will vote for Maria Machado or whoever wants to be in there. Trinity put the name of the guy that actually won. See, Maria Machado was going to be the vice president, I believe. But he's in hiding. If he doesn't come back and run for president, Maria Machado, of course, President Trump loves her. But she's not ready right now. You see, she has no military power to overthrow. So we have to be there. So I understand everything they have said so far. Everything. But this guy thinks like the rest of the libtards. I don't know what's been wired different between us and them. See, because even though I'm a MAGA promoter, Make America Great Again, even though I voted for President Trump, and I'm going to keep my word for 4 years. I voted for this. I wanted this. Deportations, I wanted this. Everything Trump is doing, I voted for this. So I'm not going to change my mind on that. And I want people to understand that. If he ever does something that I disagree with, I have called him out a couple times. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop supporting him because he makes a mistake. That's not how it works. We, the American people that voted for Trump, that's right. That's we the people. See, that's the only true people that have a voice in America. That's who we the people is. People that are naturally born, birthright citizens, and naturalized American citizens. Those are we the people. The people that can vote, people that can make a change. That's how you categorize that. Okay? Everything that he has been saying that is a lie, that Mike Johnson lied. Now I can see why you guys come into my channel and say that. You guys, you got to think for yourself. Listen, there's a lot of people out there with fake religions. There's a lot of people out there, these fake black Hebrews. There's fake other false religions and false prophets and all of this stuff. And there's shady, dirty politicians. We get that. Corruption is everywhere. But at some point, you got to find the balance in the middle to figure out. I don't even have to watch anything else from this guy because everything that he says is a lie. I agree that that's the way it should be. You see, okay, so here's the final conclusion on this. If you think the way that this guy thinks, then that's who you're going to follow. And that's who you're going to believe. But if you think the way that I think, you're going to support me. And you're going to follow me. And we're going to go together. And we're going to research the facts together. And when we find that this matches, then we're going to call that a fact. When I told you that Hugo Chavez reappropriated businesses for the government, got rid of the private ownership. That's communism. He said he was a socialist, but that was communism. He reappropriated farms to himself, to the government. Those farms dried out, destroyed, and the Venezuelans starved. Pharmacies, business, privately owned businesses were reappropriated by the so-called socialist. He's a communist. For Pete's sakes, half of the soldiers that were defending them, we killed like 55 soldiers we killed, taking Maduro out. They were Cuban. Communists. Drug lords. Where do they go for drugs? To the Caribbean. They fly to Central America. Who got rid of the only president in Central America that was fighting against the cartel? Communist Xiomara Zelaya in Honduras. And the Biden administration supported the communists in Honduras. The Biden administration put a $25 million on Maduro's head, but never did anything against it. That was all fake. That is all fake because they thought nobody will ever dare to go do what Trump did. But guess what? None of us F around. We do what we say. And that is our oath. We do what we say. Our yes is yes and our no is no. So there's a big difference. When this clown over here just wants to get some clicks, wants to get some subscribers, he knows that there's millions of libtards out there. He's just telling them what they want to hear. See, I've been a bad preacher to a lot of people. You know why? Because I'm not an ear tickler. If you don't know what that means. I'm not an ear tickler. I am going to tell you even if it hurts you. I will tell you the truth no matter what. And if you ever want to have my respect, show me that you deserve my respect, because I think I earn my respect every single day that I get up and I try to come and do this for you. Every libtard that comes through my channel, they don't come here to just call me a rep, I don't know, whatever name you want to call me. They don't just come for that. You see, when I say libtards, I'm giving you information. You see what I'm saying? I give you information. Hi, Vilma. How are you? If they come in here and the first thing they say is not, hey, guys, how are you? Hey, MAGA crazy people. You can say something like that, right? Why did you delete that guy? Which one? I'm sorry. I missed that. I'm telling you, if people don't put super chats, I don't see it. Which guy? I'm not deleting anybody, bro. I'm talking. Let's see. Ryan, let me see. Ryan says you lost respect when you ignore the Epstein files. So if somebody's putting negative stuff in here, that's what happens. And if they spam something, they get blocked. So they get put in timeout, okay? They can come back later, but if they don't behave, then there it is. Let's see. Yeah, Trump is a hero. Okay, you are a real one, bro, even though I do not agree. Kevin, shut the hell up. Yeah, that's for you, man. Hey, good to see you in here, dog. Let's see what we got. SoCal burning. He had to. Yeah. You guys delete and time people out for exposing. No, pizza. So if they come in here just insulting, I don't mind statements. But like, for example, here, let me see what. So for example, hey guys, you are in a cult. Tell me, how does that help the conversation? It doesn't help the conversation, right? Yeah, it's not. It doesn't help. Dirty money in the house. Dirty South. Democratic lies. We will see who is the fool in years to come. That's exactly right, bro. Kev Dog says if you was a jerk, you would delete your opposition. Absolutely. But that's not what we're doing. Okay, so you don't see anybody's post other than the super chat. That's kind of how it works, sweetheart. If the reason for that is because the super chats like come out, they highlight, and obviously I do this. This is what I do for a living. So you show me love and support, I'm gonna listen to you. This video that I'm being forced to watch right now, that's Pizza Guy's fault. That's his fault. He put $100 super chat on there, and he's torturing me with this guy. He said he will invade Cuba, Mexico, Canada, and Greenland. Well, Greenland, we know why, right? But Mexico, well, actually, we know why. Every single one of them, except for Canada. I think Canada should be left alone. But they are being invaded by a really bad group of people as well in Canada. Greenland is a national security risk that other certain enemies are positioning themselves against us. We are lucky that we have Japan over there close to China, even though they're not lucky because they are at risk. We got the Philippines where we have our strategic base on. We got Guam. We have American Samoa. We have Puerto Rico. We have other territories that we need to protect. But invading, that's a hard word. I think that we can do, if you want to call taking Maduro out an invasion, I think yes, I will agree with you on that. Okay. So here's the difference. China says, and China and Russia, if President Trump did that, then I guess we're going to go in on Taiwan. No. What? Say what? No, not the same. What? Let me see. Is Taiwan selling tons of cocaine in China? No. Is Taiwan a cartel de los soles or another Taiwan cartel? No. It's a big difference. You're just trying to abuse the people. See, this is when you will go ahead and say something. If President Trump didn't take out those boats a little bit at a time, and he just went straight to Maduro and straight to do all this and blah, blah, okay, I will agree with you. Okay, hey, listen, that was a little bit too much. I can't defend that. But he has been working with them. See, he's been seeing a way to be able to deal with it, giving them a chance. See, when Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head, Trump, he knows he's a criminal. But he didn't come over there just right off the bat and say, like, you know what, let me get this 25 mil. Let me get this clown. He didn't do that. Even though President Trump knew that Maduro is dirty, he gave him a chance to make a deal. Even though he knew Maduro was a bad dictator, horrible communist, he still gave him a chance to make a deal. If I'm lying, tell me right now. But you know I'm not lying. He gave him a chance to make a deal, and that, my friends, is a big difference. We're not trying to take Venezuela as a 51st state. When he makes jokes, you guys don't even understand jokes. You guys don't understand sarcasm. Greenland would be a great thing for us to acquire? Of course. But guess what? It will also be a great thing for the Greenlanders. I get it. They want to keep their culture. But guess what? The one that's supposed to be protecting them is not protecting them. So I tell President Trump, forget about it. Let them deal with their own shit and let's see what happens. A lot of people think that Donald Trump is trying to start a World War III, but they don't understand that these strikes, these things that we're doing, we need to do it before they become overwhelming. You see, Venezuela is responsible, and I'm sorry, I apologize, not Venezuela. Nicolás Maduro, Hugo Chavez, they are responsible for all the atrocities that come from Cuba, China, and Russia during the last 2 decades. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think it's 2 decades. I think it's, was it 2003 when Chavez came in? I think that's about right. I might be missing off some years, okay? But the fact is that the reason why Russia has been doing this because of Maduro. The reason why China has been doing their dealings is because of Maduro. Now Colombia is pissed off at the United States of America, but you know what? That alcoholic president that they have in there, I hope he gets taken out, and I don't mean killed. He's taken out by the people using democracy. We saved Argentina. Argentina is our ally. We are working hardcore with Argentina. Chile is our ally. We're working hardcore with Chile as well. President Trump helped Honduras. Now Honduras is going to work some ass for President Donald Trump. We're hoping that there's going to be jobs. We're hoping that conservatives will take over all Latin America. Mexico is run by cartels. The Mexicans know it. We know it. The whole Latin America knows it. Even Democrats know it, but they don't want to admit it, because if they admit it, they will have to say that President Donald Trump was right. I'm going to tell you, there's one lady that I really, really don't like. Anna. What's her last name? Anna. She's the Nicaraguan lady. You know what? Let me look her up. Let me look at this quick video. I do have another video that I'm going to show you. We might have to continue this tomorrow, okay?
I just don't have any independent.
Hold on, essay? Not yet. We might have to continue this tomorrow, but let me look it up. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Ana Navarro on The View about Venezuela. Let me. I normally don't care what she has to say. All right, and then we'll come back and finish this video. I know, Patriots. Boy, you got to listen, okay? Oh, what the hell?
he wouldn't be taking away temporary protective status from 600,000. He wouldn't be arresting the Venezuelans that are seeking asylum here. He wouldn't be maligning the entire community and sending hundreds of Venezuelans to a hellhole prison in El Salvador. I don't think Donald Trump gives a damn about drugs. If he did, he would not have pardoned the former president of Honduras, who was serving 40.
Now, she's wrong about that, but I understand. Everybody has a different story about it. She's wrong about the president from Honduras, number one. Oh, shit. What happened to the audio?
Thousand tons, 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. I think this is a lot about Donald Trump's ego. I think he thought it was going to be easier to get rid of Maduro. I don't know that he thought it was going to take 4.5 months and 1/4 of the Navy arsenal and a cost of over $1 billion to do this. I don't think this is regime change because the regime is still there. He got rid of the head. He got rid of the titular head, which is Maduro, and it's the biggest trophy there is. But all.
Oh, Anna. You're right, Brian. What did I just say? Now, you, pizza guy, I appreciate your support. What did I just say? Remember the explanation that I gave you about why President Donald Trump left her. Because Democrats have been crying about, oh, he's just there to do a regime change and blah, blah, blah. No. You heard it. And we don't even like her. But even she knows. Even this idiot right here knows.
The vice
president is now president.
Well, I refuse to call her either because, you see, Maduro, so the U.S. government under Biden and under Trump have said they don't recognize Maduro as the legitimate president of the United States because he stole the elections.
Right.
And so if we don't recognize him as president, how in the hell can then we turn around and recognize his vice president as vice president and now interim president?
Do you
and
think
as
it's
to
about
your
the oil?
question, I think it's about the oil.
Oh, yeah.
Your question, who voted for this? The people in South Florida. The Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability. It brought me to tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida.
But are you okay with the way that it was done?
But you can, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela. Because I mean, he has, I think there's 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled from this man's tyrannical rule. So for me, I am very disturbed by Donald Trump's words about the opposition leader who legitimately won the elections that Maduro stole. He said that her party, won the election. She said she, Maria Corina Machado, has no respect or support of the Venezuelan people. She won the elections against this dictator by 70% of the vote.
Now, I don't remember President Trump saying that, and I think if he did, he either mistaked that comment or the president, because what I heard from him saying is that she is a great person, but she's not ready. She can't handle it, is what he said. Right? We watched that live together. I don't remember him saying what she just said, but he said she's not ready to handle it. Not right now. There is a plan beyond what people can understand, but you can't just make up shit, okay? Ana Navarro, and I'm going to go ahead and defend the president of Honduras. Now, for you members and my subscribers that always listening to me, you guys already know my findings about the president of Honduras. Number one, President Donald Trump knows the main problem here is Nicolas Maduro. He is the drug lord of the Cartel de Soles, period. Any communist country, Mexico, Cuba, Honduras for a time, China, Russia, you guys already know the other ones. every single one of them have their hands dirty. And the only person fighting against them was the president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez. Now, guys, forgive me if you don't like me pronouncing Spanish names as they are in Spanish. It throws me off if I try to pronounce them in English. It just doesn't make sense to my brain. Okay, so if you get mad about that, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, tough. Shut the hell up. This is who I am. So Juan Orlando Hernandez was the only one that was actually supporting our good military people, the ones that communists, like President Zelaya, Mel Zelaya is his name. He supported Maduro. Communism. I believe he was the one dealing those drugs into Honduras from Venezuela. How do I know that? Guess what happened? The general of the Air Force shut down 3 small planes containing drugs coming into Honduras. See, they use Honduras as a pit stop so that they can come in, drop some drugs there, pick up more drugs, and then send here to the United States of America. And guess where they have to fly through in order to get to the United States of America? That's right. They got to fly through Mexico. Guatemala is not a big deal. But Mexico. Mexico had to talk with them and say, hey, Captain Olimar, get the hell out of my chat, bro. Don't come back. Jerk off. You know, the Mexican presidents have not stopped this from happening. But the president of Honduras did. See, they can no longer, once he became president, they can no longer be using Honduras for these things. And yet, they still continue. So, you have a problem. When the Honduras president, Juan Orlando Hernandez, made war against the cartels, Nicolas Maduro partnered up with the new Socialist Communist Party, which is actually a party that I used to support, just like I did here with the Democrats. They set him up and made him look like he was the guy that was actually allowing these drugs to come here. They even made up a lie that it still goes on today with Democrats, that he said that he was going to shove tons of cocaine up the American noses. How stupid is this people? And who is the main connection for all of these things to come together? Biden makes a deal with Nicolas Maduro. Okay, he releases his nephews or whatever. They're drug lords. They know. They're drug lords. They're criminals. He releases them. We get some Americans. Okay, that's a good deal. But nonetheless, they know Maduro is a bad guy. Dercy, well, the one that is actually the president now, because they took out Maduro, she is also just as guilty as Maduro and his wife. She also got the Biden administration, Democrats, to pardon her corrupted drug-dealing nephews. And I said this, it's in the family. This is what they do. So what happens? No more drugs coming through Honduras. Crime drops in Honduras. Businesses start to flourish. Infrastructure is picking up. New highways, new roads, easier access. People from the country were saying, thank you so much, President. Thank you so much. I go over there and ask, and I walk on the streets at 3 a.m. No crime. How does that work? How does that happen? It happens when you have a good leader in the country. I go to the island. What do you think about President Ho? We call him Ho. That's not like a ho-ho. J-O-H. Ho. And it was, what do you think about the president, Juan Orlando Hernandez? And they're like, oh, man, we love him. Oh, wait a minute. But some people say that he's bad. No, that's bull crap. Some people don't like him because he's cleaning up our country. Well, guess what they do with President Trump? They don't like him because he's cleaning up our country. They make him look like a criminal when he's trying to bring our own National Guard, American citizens, to come and help fight crime. And what do Democrats do? They call him a tyrannical dictator, authoritarian. How dare you send the National Guard to go and fight against the American citizens? Bitch, that's not what they're there for. You missed the memo. Is to help law-abiding citizens get rid of criminals. Criminals are not law-abiding citizens. They are scum. They need to be dealt with. They need to get rid of them. Put their ass in jail and leave them there to rot. They need to remind criminals that if they commit a crime, they'll go to jail. They'll get punished. They don't get to be released. They saw the success in Washington, D.C. They deny it. They saw the success in other cities and states. They deny it. They saw that illegal criminal aliens were committing most of the crimes in the cities where they got taken out. They still deny that. They still say it was a lie. Really. ICE has been doing a tremendous job. Are they going to make mistakes? I think so. I think so. Do I want the National Guard here in Washington State? Absolutely, 100%. Why not? Let's get rid of all these people. Let's get rid of the crime in our city. Let's clean it up. And let's prove to the country, to all the Americans, that getting rid of crime is going to make our economy boom. Because nobody wants to do business in a crime-infested city or town. So we got to make the right investments. We got to make attractions. You can't attract tourists if you got Twickers like statues on the street. The socialist, communist mayor in Seattle, an airhead, no brains, stupid socialist mentality. Making a law that the police officers cannot arrest tweakers on the street. They should be allowed to do heroin and any kind of drug on the streets without any repercussions or consequences. So don't tell me that we're liars. Don't tell me that we have no facts. Don't tell me that we don't see what's happening. Don't tell me that tariffs are destroying Washington State because it's bullcrap. And I have shown you many times in here. Investigations. We see the prices go up and down. Why does the price keep going up? Because every time President Donald Trump does something to lower prices for our state, the governor, the mayors raise the prices right back up. We got this thing called progressive taxes here in Washington State. They're trying to change the Constitution so that they can go ahead and add state taxes on your income. I'm not talking about sales tax. Income tax, state tax. Everybody pays taxes already on sales tax for everything. Everybody knows our dollars are taxed and taxed. Our dollar has no value. I bet you didn't know this. But if we don't go to Venezuela to help Venezuela, we don't help ourselves. You know what happens to our dollar? If we don't go down there and China and Russia keep doing these deals with Maduro, with Peru and other countries in South America, you know what happens to our dollar? It goes away, morons. Our economy gets up. Our economy gets destroyed. And where you socialists going to go when there's no money for you to, there's no tit for you to get the milk out of? Where are you going to go from that? The lack of knowledge that you have, Faku, that's why you don't understand anything that's happening. And I'm so glad that you guys are not in charge. Otherwise, this country would have gone down to shit already. I am so glad Trump is in office. I am so glad that there's the majority of us who had a brain to vote for the right person. Sadly, there is a lot of people who are weak-minded and emotionally compromised, that they are very easy to be taken out by Democrat lies. I pointed out everything that this man has said were lies. It's actually a lie. Everything he called lies is true. It's common sense. But he's so busy trying to insult the people, he has no room in his mind to think unbiased. Here, I'll give you an example. Kevin doesn't agree with probably 90% of the things that I say here. But he comes in here once in a while. Well, first of all, to give me shit. But the second thing is because I know that he likes the way I think about things. And hopefully that makes him think about it. So I hope, Pizza Guy, that you try to see it that way, right? Try to watch those shows, but I want you to keep an open mind. Stop hating Trump. Don't give in to that part. And I want you to just listen to what they say and then make up your own mind. Don't take my word for it. Make up your own mind. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and complete this video here. And I want to see how many people agree with this. And you can tell who the leftist thinkers are on the chat.
Whatever is going on in his personal and private life that he needs to overcompensate for, that now that he has this, like, he's like aroused by war. It's like really weird to watch him get aroused by war. It's grotesque, actually. It's like a little bit pornographic. It's like gross. It's like a gross thing to even watch him. And then he's like, in Iran, you're coming.
So wait a minute. So he just made this nasty ass description, and he grosses himself out. Why does Trump what does Trump got to do with his perverted mind? He's being perversive. He's being disgusting. And then he wonders why he sees Trump as a disgusting person. What the? Did you go check President Trump's pants to see if he got aroused? But this guy, bro. Come on. This guy is gross. That's right, Brian. You tell him. This guy, bro. Oh
next, and he puts on a hat on state regime media known as Fox about make Iran great again. Here, play this clip.
They've chosen not to live this way anymore. And unlike Obama, President Trump has not turned his back on the people of Iran.
Man, even Lindsey Graham is back. Look at that. You see that? And he was talking a bunch of nonsense before. But even he sees that. How about that? Huh? Are you going to hate me for saying make Washington State great again? Are you going to hate us for saying make Venezuela great again? Eat a fat one.
So I pray and hope that 2026 will be the year that we make Iran great again.
Hell yeah. I didn't see this before. Let's go. Make America great again. Let me see. Who is it? Who is the boss? Let me see. Is Pizza Guy still the boss? I think he is. Let's see. It is Pizza Guy. It is Pizza Guy. You guys know. You guys know what time it is. You know what time it is. Let's go. Pizza Guy is the big boss, el jefe, el patron. Whether you like it or not, he is the stream boss chat. The stream chat boss. Oh, man. Pizza Guy just showed off today. He is the most famous man alive. Stay thirsty, my friends. You go, Lindsay. Let's go. Good job, buddy.
And here he is with Trey Gowdy on Fox. Let's play this clip.
All right, Chairman, it was great fun being with you and the president last night and again this morning. Feel free to Venmo me the money that you lost to me on the golf course. I do accept Venmo. Until then,
I'll send
you take care.
Well, here's the good news, Trey. Here's the good news. I'm gonna pay you, but it will be in Venezuelan dollars. So. Good luck.
I can't wait.
And then you have Stephen Miller says we're a superpower, and as superpowers, America needs to dominate the Western Hemisphere. This is about domination.
It is.
It's like he looks like such a pathetic guy too. I mean, what's up with these like little weak pathetic men out there?
Okay, I want to tell you this. Now, I want to go ahead and hit back at this moron. Now, you guys can go ahead and make fun of me and call me fat and chubby and everything, but I can tell you this little guy right here, I'll squish him like a cockroach. I'll be able to take this guy out. Only because of what he's talking about. Number one, he's probably down under President Trump's titties. That's how short this guy looks. Little tiny shoulders, weak chin. If this guy wants to insult, I can insult right back, right? My show, my rules. Go ahead, punk.
Stephen Miller, you pathetic person. Here, play this clip.
The United States is using its military to secure our interests unapologetically in our hemisphere. We're a superpower, and under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. It is absurd that we would allow a nation in our...
Hey, not always, Ethan. Not always.
own backyard to become the supplier of resources to our adversaries, but not to us, to hoard weapons from our adversaries, to be able to be positioned as an asset against the United States rather than on behalf of the United States.
Sovereign countries should be able to do what they want to do.
The Monroe Doctrine and the Trump Doctrine is all about securing the national interests of America. For years, we sent our soldiers to die in deserts in the Middle East to try to build them parliaments, to try to build them democracies, to try to give them more oil, to try to give them more resources. The future of the free world, Jake, depends on America being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and
know,
engaging these
honestly,
vast
what you're talking
reparation
about right
schemes.
now.
What I'm talking about, Jake, is the idea. And by the way, you do. I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake. And I was hoping to be better than that this time.
I asked you about if there should be an election.
Exactly.
I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked. I said, why was the president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question. And then I said,
the objective, Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela. With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it has ever been in its whole history. Venezuelans
but the woman
will be richer
running Venezuela
and
right
safer
now is
and
part
more
of the Maduro
secure and
regime.
better off. There will be conversations, Jake, about all of these guideposts along the way. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear, is because you're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame.
And then Stephen Miller does not rule out going to war against Greenland when he's asked. So are we going to go to war with Greenland? Miller's like, we're going to take it. One way.
Here. It's too much information for libtards to understand. So I already explained it, and this is what the problem is with this guy right here, with this little guy. Looks like pencil neck shifty shift's little brother. The problem with this guy is he had to be explained why we left the vice president in office. No regime change. And we still have to show the world that we have the power to be able to maintain peace. Now, whether you like that or not is irrelevant. If we were some puny country that anybody can just piss on, okay, shut it. But you know what? If China has it their way, you'll be speaking Chinese right now. If Russia has it its way, everybody in the Middle East will be speaking Russian right now. So you better be grateful that an actual Christian nation whether you want to believe or accept that or not, it is irrelevant. There's a reason why we got a bunch of Hindus from India in this country. There's a reason why we got Pakistanis, Iranians. We got all Middle Easterns in this country. We got a bunch of Arabs in our country. We have everybody and their mama throughout the world wanting to be here in the United States of America because we are a powerhouse, because we are attractive, because we are strong, because we have freedoms that they don't have in their country. And the problem is that they come into this country and bring the third world mentalities and the communist and the socialist mentality to come over here and become locusts in this country, destroy all of our farms, all of our assets, all of our resources, and then they want to go ahead and go back to their country. They hate their country so bad, but they come to our country and try to turn our country into their shithole countries. How does that work? What does that fit? What are you migrants that have come to this country and become an American citizen? What have you done for this country? If you haven't done jack squat for this country, the least that you can do is support it. I cannot support any Democratic elected official right now because they think like this moron does over here. They don't care about American freedom. They don't care about this country being successful. They don't care if this country goes down the shit with everything else. They don't care as long as they get their pockets and they got their little tantrums get taken care of, as long as their feelings and their emotions are all taken care of, as long as they can have a Fallout video game lifestyle, thinking that that's going to be the way to survive in this world. Just because they have a retarded mind that tells them that going back to medieval times is the best idea that we can come up with? The stupidity that these people have. There is no brains. There is no common sense. What can we do to save this country? How can we protect this country? Anything that goes against our laws, we should be against. We should be against them. Everybody that threatens this country, we should be against them. I don't care what country you come from. I don't care what ethnicity. I don't care what color. I don't give a crap. I want the United States of America to be preserved as the United States of America. You guys want to have an issue with a man that is actually defending this country, this nation, our freedoms, our rights. And you don't want to do nothing to help. So as I always say, shut the hell up and get out the way. My ears are bugging me listening to this guy, but here we go.
Or another, Greenland's going to be ours. You're playing this clip.
Important topic. The premier of Greenland and the premier of Denmark and other Danish officials are responding to a Twitter post from your wife, Katie Miller, herself a former Trump White House official, showing Greenland covered with an American flag, saying soon. After that was posted, President Trump repeated the claim that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons. The Danish prime minister responded to this in an interview earlier today, as reported by Bloomberg, quote, "I believe one should take the American president seriously when he says he wants Greenland, but I will also make it clear that if the U.S. chooses to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything stops, including NATO, and thus the security that has been established since the end of the Second World War." Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take Greenland by force?
Well, let me go back a step. The president has been clear for months now. So I know you're treating this as breaking news. The president has been clear for months now that the United States...
You are a disgrace, Jermo. You're a flake. You made a vote decision with emotions. You have no brains, no common sense. If you really believe that that vote was made because you're a Republican, because you stand for this country, because you want to defend this country, then you will still support President Donald Trump. So you're a moron for asking that stupid question.
States should be the nation that has Greenland as part of our overall security apparatus. The United
Right, but
States,
your wife posted that like hours after the Venezuela operation.
No, but
that's why it's newly relevant.
No, I'm not, and I'll talk with you about it for an hour. I think it's a really important conversation. I just wanted to reset, Jake, by making clear that it has been the formal position of the U.S. government since the beginning of this administration, frankly, going back into the previous Trump administration, that Greenland should be part of the United States. The president has been very clear about that. That is the formal position of the U.S. government.
Right, but can you say that military action against Greenland is off the table?
It wouldn't be military action against Greenland. The Greenland has a population of 30,000 people, Jake. The real question is, by what right...
Oh my God, dude. Guys. Oh, so you're not a Republican. You're a moron. Jermo, get the hell off my channel, bro. Don't come in here starting shit if you're not going to give any input. You're irrelevant. You make no difference in my life. 30,000 people. Do you really think that we need to do anything to get rid of Greenlanders? Piece of cake. But that's not what we're going to do. That's not what we're talking about. and the military force is not against Greenlanders. That's what I understand. Let's take a look.
Right? Does Denmark assert control over Greenland? What is the basis of their territorial claim?
Yeah.
What is their basis of having Greenland as a colony of Denmark? The United States is the power of NATO. For the United States to secure the Arctic region, to protect and defend NATO and NATO interests, obviously Greenland should be part of the United States. And so that's a conversation that we're going to have as a country. That's a process we're going to have as a community of nations.
So you can't take it off the table that the U.S. would use military force to seize Greenland. You can't take it off the table.
Jake, I understand you're trying very hard to, which again, is your job. I respect it. It's great.
See, that's the difference on what you guys think. Okay? So you're only here because America took a chance on your family. That's not the reason why we're here. Trump is talking now about invading Greenland. What kind of person supports that? For number one, let me tell you why America did not take a chance on my family. They rejected us twice. Why did they accept us? Because we qualified. We were not some sort of charity case. We were not some sort of illegal immigrants that came here as hard worker laborers that you can take advantage of. We got vetted. We got a health check, criminal check. We fit and we match all requirements to be able to be accepted. And nobody took a chance on us. We came here to be not a burden to this country. And I think I prove it every single day. Nobody loves this country more than me. That's my mentality. That's my heart. I cry when I hear the national anthem and look at the flag and think about the soldiers that died and gave their lives for our country, for our freedom. To have become part of this country is the greatest honor that I can ever receive as a human on this earth. It is a privilege that I have to be here. And I would love for other migrants that are now citizens to have the same sentiment. It is very clear that Greenland, and I mentioned this before, Greenland should be ours. Why? Because nobody cares about Greenland more than we do. Not just because it's a strategic point, but we haven't gone over there and taken over the land. We haven't invaded them. Let's remember that it was Denmark who screwed them over. These people think that we don't pay attention. Denmark should be ashamed of what they've been doing. Why should Denmark be there? Should be ours. We'll protect them better than Denmark will ever defend them. And that is the point that he's trying to make. So we're not going to invade and take over Greenland and destroy Greenland, but if somebody's not doing their job and we can do a better job, hopefully Greenland will side with us. And if we have to go against Denmark, so what? Then let's do it. You have to understand, nothing is given. You got to take it. Democrats are thieves. They're known for lying. They're known for being hypocrites. They're known for betraying their own American citizens. Everybody knows it. There's a lot of us Hispanics that love this country, that are willing to sacrifice what we can. Not everybody is meant to be a soldier in the Army, a Marine, in the Navy. Not everybody's meant to be a pilot. We all have different roles and different skills and things that we can do to make this country better. And I think that if there's anything that I can give, is be able to dissect information and try to break it down for some people. But I do not have patience for libtards and hateful people that do not really want to find the truth to be able to help this country. I am against socialist, communist, Marxist. I am against any socialist that believes on sucking the government and the resources dry. I am against all of those people. And I embrace every American and every migrant that comes in here that respects the laws of this country. I don't care what anybody says. When I made my oath to this country and I got my citizenship, it doesn't matter what insult you want to throw my way. This is my country. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. And I can tell you, I belong in this country more than you will ever be. You don't deserve this country. You don't take care of it. You're like that guy that doesn't take care of his wife, that somebody else comes and takes her away because you don't take care of her, because you don't love her, you don't appreciate her. That's the kind of people you are. You're miserable. You're miserable nincompoops.
To get exactly the headline, right? That catchy headline.
I'm trying to get an answer to the question.
That says Miller refuses to rule out the United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context that you're asking of a military operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland.
One last question,
Stephen. Doesn't
Stephen.
make any sense.
Now, can you contrast this for a second to Democratic Congressman Jason Crow, veteran, former Special Forces. He sits on the Armed Services Committee. Just watch how he describes what took place in Venezuela on his actual experience being part of Special Forces of the United States, who's actually been in combat and been in war, unlike Lindsey Graham and Stephen Miller and the rest of those pathetic MAGAs that I showed you, and MAGA Mike Johnson. Watch just what an adult who's been in combat actually has to say. Here, play this clip.
The more important questions to me right now are, should we have done this, and what comes next? You know, I am haunted by the ghosts of Iraq and Afghanistan, where those invasions, those military operations initially went flawless as well. But then it was the years later, the trillions of dollars spent, the thousands of American lives, the decades of lost opportunity that followed that were the problem. And the appetite for Americans right now for more nation building, more endless quagmires is almost zero, right? People are struggling with healthcare, their housing, that's where they want our focus.
Because
that's 100%. That's 100% right. I understand the fear. Oh, Eve, pizza guy, he paid $100 for that video, so we got to finish it. It's almost done. The torture is almost finished. But it's good because it shows me the information that he's being fed. This is what the libtards follow. Let me see how many views this guy has. So, Jesus. This guy has 5.78 million subscribers. This video has 720,000 views. They call this the truth. Everything that we have seen on this video, I've already debunked. Try to explain it in a common sense way. It's not about defending President Donald Trump. It's not about defending them at all. It is the fact. See, he tried to make Stephen look like an idiot, like this jerk that doesn't care about America. Oh, listen to what a real, veteran combat, blah, blah, blah. Everything he said is correct. It is 100% right. It's just a different way of saying things. I don't disagree that they have the bad taste from the Biden's disaster, from the billions of dollars of equipment, from all the soldier lives that we lost. I don't blame him. But you can't say it was flawless before. We lost soldiers every time. This was flawless. This was done the right way. And the one thing that people miss all the time is we are not just there so that we can take over the world. We are there because people need us and we need them. I made this very clear before. Biden gave $196 billion. I get it. It's not cash. I know, missiles, blah, 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 blah. But we got nothing back in return. President Trump went in there and made sure that we show Zelensky to show us some respect. You don't come over here demanding stuff like we're your little bitch. We are nobody's bitch. And you know how Zelensky talks now? First of all, I want to thank President Donald Trump. I think he's a great president, and I think he's doing everything. Big difference. You got to learn. And so what happens? We're not giving away money. We're selling. We're selling. We're making money. We're helping, but we're making money. Under Trump's administration, President Biden was raking in $77 billion in tariffs that Trump put in. And Trump comes back in 2025, and we have more than double, $170 billion in tariff money coming in. We're actually making money, even though we're still spending more money here. It's called investing. But you don't know what that is when it comes to war because you don't have the common sense to be able to put this knowledge to work to fit what the bigger picture shows. We spend billions of dollars doing these attacks. I know, maybe not billions, but at least $1 billion. Probably more than $1 billion, I'm sure. Making these attacks, making this coordinated attack. Missiles, blah, blah, blah. Personnel, thousands of personnel, ships, jets, everything. Why? Because we want to help the Venezuelan people. Why? For many reasons. One of them, they need our help. 2, they can pay for our help. 3, we don't want them to have a dictator, especially a drug lord of the Cartel de Soles, to be in power. And we need to take steps one at a time. Take out the leader. And then we get to the other next leader. If the next leader doesn't want to work out, they have a term to finish, or they might just get forced to resign and go to jail. The fact is, we need to be there. If we need to go to Taiwan, we'll go to Taiwan. If there is something that will benefit us, but because we're America first, we got to make sure that we prioritize where we go to help. We're helping the Philippines. Guess what we have in the Philippines? That's right. Our Navy is there. Why? Because they help us, we help them. A lot of countries can benefit with the friendship of the United States of America. Just imagine you have Vietnam and you got thousands and thousands of Vietnamese people that are paying less money to build things. If Vietnam becomes partners with the United States of America, their tariffs will be probably the minimum tariffs that we can collect from import taxing. But they had to work with us. You have to understand, this world is not what it is because people are just nice and they talk no, power. Power. It's all about power. And who do we want in power? A person that looks after the benefit of the people. Not somebody like President Xi, who doesn't care about his billion people. Not Putin, who doesn't care about Russians or Ukraine's lives. We don't need any of these people. Not Iran. You already see what the people in Iran are doing. That's not us. That's not us. Venezuela tried to step up against Maduro. They lost. The people lost. Why? They didn't have military. They didn't have enough military. So that's why we're involved. That's why we got to go flex. That's why we got FAFO. People on the other side, they don't get it. And I'm going to tell you, man, you can say what you want, but I agree with Trump 100%. And I think his whole administration is amazing.
Because today is January 6th, I also want to mention this as well, and Scott McFarlane was one of the first to post it. House Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson, after 2 years of deflecting questions on the matter, is now arguing that the legally required January 6th plaque must be reconsidered. In a statement, MAGA Mike Johnson said the following: as written, the statute authorizing the January 6th plaque to be put up on the Capitol building is not implementable, and proposed alternatives devised by Democrat House staff, not members, also does not comply with the statute. If Democrats are serious about commemorating the work of the United States Capitol Police officers, they are free to work with the appropriate committees of jurisdiction to develop a framework for proper vetting and consideration, just as the House does for congressional gold medals, commemorative gold coins, and similar ceremonial responsibilities. Here's the plaque right here. Federal law requires this January 6th memorial plaque to have been hung on the Capitol grounds by March 2023, and it has not been. That's how pathetic MAGA.
On behalf of the Congress, man, we need to get rid of that garbage. What's he talking about? Yeah, you think that we're going to forget that innocent woman that got shot in the head by that coward police officer? I don't care what these clowns sell. I'm not buying it.
Mike and the rest of these MAGA Republicans are. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe.
All right, there you go. That's the end of the video. Pizza guy, you freaking tortured me, bro. You tortured me with that video, man. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to leave Rubio's interview for tomorrow. If there's another live, we're going to go ahead and listen to that. Let me go ahead and read a couple of comments on here on the chat. Let's see. What do we got here? All right, let's see. I prefer we worry about our backyard. I agree. We need to protect our country. Critical says, I guess this channel doesn't need or want my support anymore. I don't even know who the hell Critical is. Who is this? What are you talking about? Let's see. One Texas, Minor, MAGA. Let's go, baby. I want only MAGA people in here, American patriots. That's all I want in my subscribers. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. I want my MAGA patriots to be happy with the content. I want them to be happy with how we protect America. January 6th should be a holiday. No. Nobody wins on this kind of stuff, brother. Nobody wins on this kind of stuff. See, your American citizens are not better than my American citizens. We're all Americans. And when we lose American lives, we're not going to celebrate that. Okay? We're not going to celebrate that. These morons set up a coup. They got away with it. But we're not stupid. I don't know who the hell this Critical guy is. I have no idea. 509, man, he's from Spokane too. Praise God, brother. Man, God bless you, Joaquin. Thank you, Proud MAGA. Thank you, Pizza Guy, for that video. I really mean that. Well, yeah, right, because it shows us the truth of why, of the lies that they tell about us. They twist it and they pitch it to the people as that this is the truth, but they are really, see, the difference is I am in support of. This guy the whole video was just against MAGA. That's it. Just against MAGA. Nothing that they said was okay in his book. That, my friends, right there is what I don't understand. I wish Democrats were doing something good for Americans, but they're not. Everything that Democrats are doing, it's all about illegal immigrants and criminals. Why is that? Before we go somewhere else, can somebody in here tell me, please, tell me in here, what have Democrats done? I'm being honest. What have Democrats done for the American people? Thank you, Janice. What have Democrats done for the American people? We do go after Mexico. We go after Colombia. We send them $10 billion in aid to burn coca fields. Yeah. Yeah. Rhino is Republicans because you can't make a proper argument against it, says Rock. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know. I didn't read any of his comments. Let's see. Good to have you, Cynthia. Eve, I just got here 20 minutes ago, and Dennis, you have been on long today, huh? You're working overtime. It's not that bad. It's only been 3.5 hours. Affordable health care. Oh, my gosh. Are you serious, bro? Are you sure? Do you want to change your answer? I'll give you a second one. Do you know what Democrats are bitching about right now to Trump? That the healthcare is shit, and they are the ones that made it. I'll give you a second chance. What's another thing? I really want to find something because I don't know anything. Nothing. And I'm talking about Americans, by the way, that were giving that to illegal immigrants. I said only for Americans, okay? Richard Collins. You know what I'm saying, Rich? Oh, man. But you know what? Pizza Guy, guys, give him some respect, man. This guy has put some big super chats in here, and he doesn't take advantage of my knowledge or myself. Let's see, because he is cutting the health. No, the healthcare is expiring, my friend. What he's cutting is the billions of dollars that these rich companies are taking off the American people. They can't do that. Better social safety nets by putting us what? How many trillions in debt? I know Trump has to spend a lot of money to make up for all that, but I get it. Joe Course, Joe Biden gave us millions of jobs, he said, after he destroyed millions of jobs. That's not creating jobs. That's just reinstating the jobs that they forced us to shut down. The only time in history the Democratic Party took out, I don't know what that means. Yeah, high taxes. Yeah. He's talking about the Epstein list going to benefit anyone. Hoopty, right? What is the point of us talking about the Epstein files when we have no concrete data? We have hearsay. Victim here, that was a lie. Victim there, that was a lie. And then another victim says, oh, he didn't do this, and that Trump is great. And they're like, oh, the victim lied because he didn't say anything bad about Trump. It's crazy, guys. I'm serious. But I really don't want any Republican, anybody, any American in here. Let's see. Democrats and Obama gave us President Trump. Stephen, it's true. All right, they got something. Let me see. Come on. Gulf of America includes the United States of America. It includes Mexico. It includes Belize. Isn't that awesome? We're very inclusive. Even if Trump was Jewish, that's not why America supports Israel. It's because they are our greatest ally in the Middle East and support our cases with their blood. Absolutely, bro. And, people, they always want to complain about speaking religion, which, by the way, if you're new to my channel, you got to understand, this channel is about politics and religion, okay? I didn't think that I was going to be able to just give you all the information that we've been going through, but doggone it, man, you guys are amazing. You guys gave me a lot of tough questions. Our homeboy Goose says, you have no idea what you blab about. That sounds good. My business is importing. There's your problem. Americans pay all the tariffs. So you're ripping off Americans. Got you. Period. Oh, and Trump forced shutdowns and the vaccine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Trump. That was Trump, all right. You know what I remember about that? I remember that Trump said, don't allow anybody coming from China. No, China. That's what I remember from Trump. And then you know what I also remember from Trump? I remember him saying not to shut the country down. You know what I also remember from Trump? Him saying that we should open back the country. And you know what I remember from Democrats? Keep it shut. No, shut it down. That's how I remember it. That's how I see it. I will never, ever appreciate Democrats that take away my rights and force me to take a vaccine shot that, who knows, maybe that's why I have a problem breathing nowadays. Because they forced me to take a vaccine and they threatened to take away my job, which I needed to support my family. I don't appreciate that. So Trump until the last day that he's with us. I want to say, hey guys, thank you so much for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming a member. For those of you who have figured it out. And all of you faithful haters, if you don't like my channel, unsubscribe. I don't want garbage hanging around. It makes my channel stink too much. For all of you members, all you patriots, all of you Americans, keep the fight. Keep supporting America first. And remember, sometimes to put America first, we got to go outside the country and take care of business. Venezuela will be okay. I'm not going to promise there won't be any blood, but I can promise you Venezuelans will be free and they will get their democracy back. And we'll continue to fight for another day. God bless you guys. Rush, good to see you back. Burning 47, Brian, Robert, Omar, if you ever come through here. Eve, thank you for being in here. Janice, everybody that's in here that supports my channel, thank you very much. I hope you like my Honduras native shirt as the Democrats. Oh. All right. Richard. All right, fine. This guy. All right, let's go ahead and finish with the crime chef. You guys have been very patient with me. I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and go with the crime chef. You guys are spoiled, man. Spoiled, I say. Let me see. I know he has a new video. Oh. Let's see. What do you guys want? Do you guys want to see some ICE arrest or the 9 billion Somali fraud? What do you think? Some ICE arrest or $9 billion Somali fraud? Oh, man, I'm glad I caught that comment, bro. I was done. Vietnam has a democracy. Yeah, well, a lot of Vietnamese people that become Americans here are very good patriots as well. I appreciate that. All right, they want ICE. Here we go. For the crowd.
She's taken a ton of merchandise, different kinds. You flew here from India to America.
Exactly, but the passport is not with me.
When immigration enforcement is a hot button issue, the smallest legal misstep can become a visa-ending headline.
Yet I'm just coming, he came running, I was like, what's happening? I was on a call, where are these people? I don't mind paying for it.
Does not work like that. I don't know why you keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Please don't do this.
Today's video starts not with border patrol or ICE raids, but with an Indian tourist inside a Target store whose actions might lead to far more than just a shoplifting arrest and potentially trigger real immigration consequences.
How much are we looking at?
More than 300.
Okay.
She ripped all the tags out.
$4,000.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Please.
Thank you. So this is Anaya. This is the info she gave me. She said she does not have an ID on her. She's been in the store about 7 hours or so. She said she's waiting for someone to pick her up. She's visiting here.
Okay.
Hey guys. She said she doesn't live here. She's from India. She's with family. They're coming to pick her up still. A few times. So basically she's been in the store. We've been watching for at least 4 hours. She's taken a ton of merchandise, different kinds. We're getting a total right now for you. It'll be well over 500, I'm sure.
No, it will be more.
You're right.
Yeah.
And she put them all into big 3 reusable bags. And then she kept getting really close to the door. She'd stand there. She'd set her phone. About 3 times she did that. And then she came back in the store, kept shopping. And then eventually we just stopped her because she passed the first set of doors, went into the vestibule. We stopped her in the vestibule, brought her back here. She's saying that she was still planning to pay for it.
Okay, what do you guys want done?
We're going to prosecute for resale and trespass.
Okay.
Okay. Before I ask any more questions, okay? I will explain this to you. I'm not asking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Brought her back.
Yep, past the.
A few times she came up and stopped right here. I think she was seeing if it would beep or not. I don't know. Can't do that. And then she went back back
So when
in,
you
grabbed
do
more
that,
stuff, came back, stood
that's
out
why
here,
you're here.
went back, grabbed more
Okay,
stuff.
understood.
And then the last time she
Yeah.
went all the way around, came back behind
They
the
don't want
greeting
you to pay
cards
for
and
anything.
did one of these
Okay.
things. So
Right here, the CCTV footage shows a woman in Illinois being stopped after allegedly trying to leave with nearly $1,000 in unpaid merchandise. This wasn't a quick grab. Staff say she had been inside the store for over 7 hours before officers were called.
But let me just pay for it and not.
That's not happening. So you don't have an ID on you or anything like that? No? No driver's license?
No, I don't drive here also.
6041 repeating 60.
Okay. So you don't have any sort of Illinois ID, anything like that?
I'm not from this country.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people who aren't from this country that still have
no.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a middle name?
No. I can only do is I don't mind paying for it, everything, and then leaving. But
No,
cash.
that's not happening.
can't do that anymore. We lost that opportunity.
Why can't I just
Yeah.
pay for it?
Yeah,
Because-
we're way past that. You committed a felony.
Here's the key takeaway. Millions watch ICE enforcement clips at Walmart or Home Depot and see arrests for immigration violations. But any interaction with law enforcement on felony charges can be used by immigration authorities later, even if ICE isn't at the scene that day.
But if I'm paying for it, what is the harm?
It would have been fine if you didn't leave, right? You would have had that opportunity to pay, but because you left the store, at that point you chose to not pay for it. And we can't go back. That already happened.
So now how do you order it or what do you do?
You can't come back to Target. You can go to Walmart or Meijer or Kohl's, or you're going to have to find a different store to shop
You don't
at.
have to pull this up. Where do you live?
India.
Who are you staying with right now? Where does your family live?
Family is in India.
How'd you get here?
On the flight.
On the flight?
Yeah.
So you're here by yourself?
Yeah.
Russ,
Okay. They let you fly over without a passport?
Of course I have one.
You have a
Is it with you?
It's on, how do I carry the passport and roam around?
Okay. Let's see your passport.
I don't have a passport right now.
Okay. You flew here from India to America.
Exactly, but the passport is not with me in this bag.
Do you have a picture of it?
Listen, I don't want to get into any trouble.
Yeah, it's too late for that, girl. Pull up your passport.
No, but then what am I supposed to do?
That's none of my business. I don't know. You shouldn't have been stealing stuff.
I've not yet done anything.
Oh, you have. Pull up your passport.
For what? What do I do?
Okay, so either you can pull up your passport now, or we're going to take you back to the station and you can pull up your passport there.
Please don't. I'm really.
It's too late. Can you please just pull up your
But
passport?
you promised me that nothing is going to happen.
I did not promise you anything.
Of course, you said that nothing. Once we do the system, you can leave.
No, I said as soon as we're done with our reporting, we'll try to get you out of here as soon as we can.
Yeah, you said you.
I did
just-
not.
You won't be allowed to.
We're not
come
going
to
to fight
Target.
with him.
We're not arguing.
We're not going
We're
to fight with
arguing.
him. It's too late.
So what do you want me to do?
I need you to pull up your passport. I need to see
Okay.
valid identification for you.
And then?
And then you will be going back to the station with us. I need to see your identification.
Please don't take me to the station.
That's simply not going to happen. You don't get to have that choice anymore.
But one second.
You made lots of poor choices today, and now you have to pay for
But
those
he
poor
said
choices.
he's not going to put me in the station.
Well, that's not. He doesn't work for us. I don't know who this man is.
So I'm really sorry. I'm ready to pay for this.
That's again. I understand that you're sorry. I know you're ready to pay for it now, but you didn't want to pay for it then. So I need you to give me your identification, please.
I'm really sorry.
In the video, she pleads with officers that she just wants to pay. But legally, once someone exits the store past the point of sale without paying, it's considered theft, not a simple mistake.
1 second. He promised me that you can leave once it's scanned.
Simply none of my business. That has nothing to do with our job.
And it's
So
not.
what do you want me to do?
Passport, please. Thank you. India license?
Okay. So who's Jamisha?
Me. And
So,
this is
so
my,
who's Anaya?
This is my name also. But this is my Jamisha Avlani. You can see my picture.
Okay.
This is me.
Okay, so this is not your first name.
No.
Okay, that's nice.
Listen, please don't embarrass me, ma'am.
I think your own choices are going to embarrass you. It has nothing to do with me.
So what do I have to do if I have to? What do you want me to do?
You are.
Yes, if you're good.
I'm not taking anything. I'm ready to even pay for it.
Does not work like that. I don't know why you keep saying the same thing over and over again.
So what do you want me to do?
I just want you to be quiet for right now.
I'm really sorry to bother you if it is. I'm really sorry.
I understand that you're sorry.
I'm not from this country. I'm not going to be staying here.
Okay. How far
Okay.
would you say?
And
are you allowed to steal things in India?
No,
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Okay, the minute he came, the minute the door opened, he came. I returned back. I said I was just waiting. I've not gone away. How would I even run with these bags? It's humanly impossible.
Okay.
They're almost done. They're about 767. She ripped a bunch of tags off, so they're trying to find those right now.
767. If it is that much, I don't mind paying you.
No. You're going to be coming back to the police station with us.
Please don't do that.
That's my job. So.
I'm really sorry.
I understand that you're sorry.
What do I go to the police station and do?
Ma'am, you're going to be criminally charged.
Now here's what the average viewer might not realize. When non-citizens get arrested on theft charges in the US, it doesn't just stay in criminal court. Attorneys warn that even petty offenses like shoplifting can lead to visa revocation, deportation, or future bans on entry, especially if it's classified as a crime involving moral turpitude.
I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I don't mind paying for the merchandise.
Okay, I'm done talking to you because you just keep repeating the same things over and over again, and I keep telling you that that's not an option. We can't do that. So I'm not going to be acknowledging that anymore because I've already determined that we're not doing that.
We have paperwork that we got to do here, and then we have paperwork that we have to do back at the station.
Don't take me to the station, yeah, please. How will I go back? They were going to pick me up somewhere from Target.
Okay, we can call somebody once you get back there.
I don't want anybody to pick me up from the station.
Then you can call an Uber. Then you can call an Uber and have someone else pick you up. If you don't want anyone else picking you up from the station, then you have to call an Uber or somebody because you got to get out of our custody somehow. Did you drive here?
No.
How'd you get here?
They dropped me.
Okay, well then they can help you figure it out, or you can call an Uber or whatever.
You have to at least be helpful. If I've run away or something.
I have to be helpful?
At least you can be. I know y'all are being very helpful, but I just need y'all to help me. First of all, not from this country. If I'm not carrying money or something, it's a different thing. I have money to pay also.
Okay. He explained that to you. I'm sorry that you're from a different country, but like you said, you're not allowed to steal in India either. Most places do not really appreciate thieves.
Of course, you don't. If you walk out and if I walked out and I ran away, yet I'm just coming. He came running. I was like, what's happening? I was on a call. Where are these people? I don't mind paying for it. Can I buy the stuff?
No. No. You're not buying anything. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome to make purchases here. No. They don't want your business. What's the total amount?
1,500. Or 13 before tax. 1396.
I don't mind paying that.
Stop. Have you take your bag off and put it right here?
Why?
Take the bag off and put it right there. I told you what's going to happen. Stand up.
Okay.
Nothing on you?
I think so.
Huh? Yeah. Nothing on you? No guns, no knives, no nothing like that?
No, nothing.
Okay, step up this way.
We should just face me.
Hey, please don't
Stop.
do this.
Don't resist.
Please.
It's not going to go well for you.
But why?
Just stop. We explained it to you, okay? When you take things without permission, that's a crime.
But
okay?
what do I do now? For how long is it going to be?
Hang on.
Huh?
Okay, just hang on. Okay, it's probably going to be 1, maybe 2 hours. Okay, it depends on how quick the paper process works.
Please, I'm requesting you.
Do you have the trespass or no?
I have it all.
Okay.
In this incident, the woman was taken into custody after allegedly trying to leave the Target with stolen goods valued at nearly $1,000. According to multiple reports, the video went viral and even drew responses from authorities warning that breaking U.S. law, theft, assault, burglary could lead not just to criminal penalties but visa revocation and future inadmissibility. Federal diplomats and the U.S. Embassy in India publicly noted that such offenses have serious immigration consequences for foreign visitors.
What do I tell the family?
I don't know what to tell you.
From here.
Yeah. Do not resist. You're going to catch an extra charge. Don't do that. Just keep walking.
I need to go back home.
Well, you should have thought about that.
When? Please, I have a daughter who's 20.
Well, we should be a better role model, right?
Yeah, but then please help me.
I'm not going to help you. Why would I help you?
Huh? I'm not going to run away. Why are you keeping this?
Keeping
Go ahead and have a
This
seat.
stuff, who's going to run away? For $1,300, who's going to run away?
A lot of people have run away, unfortunately.
I don't mind. That's what I said. The best thing was to pay and finish it.
The best thing to do would be not to steal in the first place. That would be the best thing to do.
Of course, if I could have run away, it was a different thing. The minute the guy came back, I turned. He was like, target security. I said, what happened? He's like, you've not paid. I said, I don't mind paying for the items.
But why'd you walk through the doors then?
Because I was on call with them. They said
you're going to walk past the last point of all the cash registers with the security things.
No, if the security bars were there, okay, I know that if I pass that, it's going to beep.
It only beeps if you have certain items.
See, I don't. And after that, the second door was there. Also, I didn't pass. Tell me, with this heavy luggage, I could have taken the things and put it in my bag also, the main bag.
You passed all of the points of
Not all of the points.
Yes, you did.
The
yes,
first
you did.
half point.
No. You passed all of the cash registers.
No, cash registers were different, and this side was there.
So I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain something to you. So what we call the last point of final sale, right? If you take the cart full of the stuff, okay, and which is you had $1,300 worth of stuff. And you push the cart past all of the places that you could have paid for it, and then you start to leave. We have a problem.
I know. I understand. So it was my mistake. Now I'm saying the minute that guy came, I didn't resist. I said, okay, let me finish paying. And he was like, no, come here for a minute. I need to explain you. What? He could have just told me, you have to pay for this and leave. You cannot go like that.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Because had he not stopped you, would you have walked out of the store?
Not possible. Just imagine I'm carrying more than $3,000. Why would I have gone? I don't mind paying for it right now. I'm going to have to do the procedure now, get Target stuff again online and ask somebody to do it. But why do they have to, right now, I do have to go to this jail and I'm so scared. I'm literally,
After the arrest, the woman was charged with felony retail theft under Illinois law based on the value of the merchandise allegedly taken from Target. Because she was not a U.S. citizen, the case did not end with local charges alone. Any felony theft offense involving fraud or dishonesty is classified under federal immigration law as a crime involving moral turpitude. Once a non-citizen is convicted or pleads guilty to a crime like this, immigration consequences move into the federal system. Those proceedings are not public in the same way local court records are, which is why there is no detailed public update on her immigration case. However, in situations like this, the most common outcomes are visa revocation, removal proceedings, or voluntary departure under threat of deportation. Even if she was not physically deported immediately, this type of conviction makes it extremely difficult and in many cases impossible to legally return to the United States in the future. In short, the shoplifting charge didn't just risk jail time, it likely ended her ability to ever come back to America. Whether it's ICE raids or a Target arrest, the message is the same. When you're in the United States on a visa, law enforcement encounters carry risks far beyond handcuffs. Stay with Crime Chef for real breakdowns that show you what actually happens when the law intersects with immigration status.
All right, Richard Collins got away with the Crime Chef. Let's see, I'll give you guys 20 seconds. 20 seconds. No, let's just do it tomorrow, guys. Let's just do it tomorrow. Let's see. What do we got? I'll read a couple more comments before we play our goodbye music. Let's see what we got. You're welcome, Richard. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you being here. Coyote's got the popcorn. Hoop tea. Hoop tea, hoop tea, hoop tea. Yeah, I'm taking notes, man. I'm seeing how it's done. I was seeing how it's done. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. We'll play Trinity's favorite goodbye song. I do appreciate you guys. Pizza guy, you're the man today. Appreciate you. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the USA. Let's make America great again and again. Make Venezuela free again.